What's up, guys? This is Anime Crossover. I'm back with a new episode of What If Naruto Was the Red Flash Part 26. And if you did enjoy the video, give this video a like. And if you're new to my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new video.
XXXXX line break. They returned to camp as word of Chancellor Jaha's return went across the camp, and everyone was curious as to what was going on. Jaha informed them that the commander had ordered that everyone from the Ark leave this region within 2 days or face being murdered. Jaha just wanted to leave, but Abby didn't want to leave the 47 at Mount Weather Arcane and the other Ark stations behind. Naruto was in the courtyard with Clarke and Raven, waiting for someone to say something. Abby then came out to speak with them, confirming that the grounders were on their way. Jaha advised them to pack their belongings and travel to the City of Light, which was located across the dead zone. But, to be honest, Jaha sounded insane. Clarke disagreed, not wanting to abandon the others, but Jaha just enraged the crowd. After that, Abby informed everyone that no decision had been taken. When Bellamy appeared out of nowhere and took Naruto and Clarke away, he murmured, "Jesus. Bellamy, where in the hell have you been?" Clarke inquired. "There's no time, you must accompany me," Bellamy said to them both. "Where?" Clarke inquired. "The dropship. Bring a medical kit. Meet me at the far gate," Bellamy stated as he walked away. While Clarke said goodbye to Finn, Naruto got his pack and made sure his medkit was inside. They made their way through the trees to the dropship. When Naruto and Clarke reached the second floor, a chained-up rabid-looking man roared and charged at them. He would have tackled them both if he hadn't been shackled like a fast animal. "He's been restrained," Bellamy reassured them. "But for how long?" Naruto inquired as the man acted like an animal and yanked on the bindings in an attempt to break free. Clarke said, "Seeing Lincoln in this state, I can't believe we're back here again. It was eye-opening." "Can you help him?" questioned Octavia. "I'm not sure," Clarke muttered as she advanced, but Naruto stopped her. "I knew Mount Weather was in charge of the Reapers, but I had no idea they were making them." "If that's what they're doing to Lincoln, what are they doing to our friends?" Bellamy wondered. "I ran some theories on it. And every single one of them leads to them killing your friends," Naruto explained. Lincoln continued to yell and growl as he yanked on the bindings to get free when he began to shake. "He's convulsing." "So, what exactly does that mean?" Octavia inquired. Naruto responded, "A lot of things." Clarke observed blood dripping down his leg and put her torch on it. "What happened to his leg?" "I shot him," Octavia admitted, her decision hurting her. "Guys," Bellamy continued, "he's lost a lot of blood." As Clarke attempted to go forward, Naruto commented, "It's a miracle he can still move." As a result, Lincoln jumped at her, prompting her to jump back in surprise. "Clarke, please stay back." Clarke examined Lincoln's neck and thought she saw something. "Can you shine the light on his neck?" Octavia and Bellamy did, and they discovered needle scars and colorful veins at the injection site. Needle marks. "Do you think he's been drugged?" Bellamy inquired. When the wall restraint was taken off and Lincoln seized Clarke, Naruto threw a dart from his gauntlet and struck him in the chest. Lincoln let go of Clarke and collapsed to the ground, unconscious. "Clarke, are you all right?" Naruto inquired, giving her a once-over. "Yeah, I'm fine," Clarke said as Octavia hurried over to see how Lincoln was doing. "Tranquilizer dart. He'll be out for an hour," Naruto said, and Octavia was glad. "Tie him to the ground." Bellamy, Octavia, and Clarke gathered all the extra rope and seatbelts they could find and tied Lincoln to the floor while Naruto retrieved his medical equipment. He took a cotton swab and dabbed a small bit of Lincoln's blood on it. He then removed his gauntlet and placed it on the scanner. Naruto remarked, "Gideon, analyze the DNA and figure out what's wrong." Right away, Gideon began studying the blood sample. "Don't worry, Octavia. I'll assist Lincoln in any way I can," Naruto responded as she smiled at him. "Thank you," she replied. When Naruto observed Bellamy looking at him, he took out a bottle of water and an energy bar to replenish himself. "You said you had an idea about what was happening to our friends, Naruto." Based on what Clarke said the mountain men were doing to the grounders and how their blood can't metabolize radiation, it won't be long before they figure out your blood does the same but much better, and once they figure that out, they'll start using your friend's blood to make better radiation treatments. But Naruto struggled to find the right words. Clarke responded, "Just tell us, Naruto. But blood transfusions aren't going to be a long-term solution. If they really want to get off that mountain, They'll most likely need a bone marrow transplant. Taking the bone marrow from the 47 and transplanting it to them would allow their bodies to naturally metabolize radiation like yours does, he explained. To be honest, the others wished he had chosen a more delicate phrase. Oh, my God, Clarke inquired, but what happens to the donors? In all of Gideon's simulations, taking into account how many people could be in that mountain and what Clarke said, that many operations would kill all 47, Naruto remarked solemnly. Which is why we're not leaving, and we're gonna get your friends out before that happens. As Naruto's gauntlet beeped and Gideon's head emerged, Clarke, Bellamy, and Octavia recognized the danger the others were in. I analyzed the blood sample and discovered the source of the irregularity. Gideon projected a strange-looking chemical substance that resembled phencyclidine, LSD, anabolic steroids, opioids, and methamphetamines. She also showed them the sections affected, which included his muscular system, heart, and brain. What the hell is that? Inquired Bellamy. Jesus Christ, what the hell did they inject him with? It's no wonder he's acting like this. Naruto examined the chemical compounds and what they were doing to his body. To call it inhumane is an understatement. Gideon, how do we fix this? A concentrated chemical solution of ammonia nitrate, calcium peroxide, disulfiram, naltrexone, Depakote, and tranexamic acid should help his body come down from the induced high and aid in his recovery, Gideon suggested. Recovery? What the hell is your computer talking about? Bellamy inquired as Naruto opened his medical kit. Lincoln's been drugged. I have no idea what he was drugged with, but it's what's causing his behavior, and right now, his body needs another fix, or he'll go into shock, Naruto stated, pulling out several vials of medicine. If I put the right medicine together, I might be able to save him. What else can we do? Clarke inquired. Keep him alive for the time being, Naruto responded, handing Clarke an IV bag and inserting the needle into his arm. She then applied a clean bandage to his pistol wound to prevent him from bleeding out or becoming infected. Octavia attempted to offer Lincoln some water, but he jerked awake and spit it out. Restrain him, Naruto said, as Bellamy and Clarke tightened the cords. Whatever is in Jesus' body is preventing the tranquilizer from working. Clarke pondered, can't you knock him out again? No, he'll just burn through it, and he'll need to be awake for his body to detox, Naruto explained as he noticed Octavia was frozen. Don't worry, Octavia. I'm not giving up on him. Naruto is correct. Once the drug is out of his system, he'll be fine, Bellamy assured her. Big brother, you can't protect me from this one, Octavia replied as she walked away to grab some water. Naruto examined his pack and saw that he had everything he needed except a blood-clotting agent. Damn it. What's wrong? Clarke inquired. I'm missing the last piece of medicine, Naruto stated as he searched for a solution. Damn it. I'll just have to improvise. When Octavia returned with Nico, Naruto took small dosages of each drug and blended them together in a separate container. Bellamy grabbed his gun and leveled it towards Naruto, but he was stopped. Bellamy, put the gun down. Don't, Bellamy. He's Lincoln's friend and their healer, Octavia said when Lincoln began shaking and foam began to pour out of his mouth. He's seizing, Naruto said, holding him down to keep him from escaping and hurting himself. Nico walked over to them and unrolled a tiny pouch of bottles, most likely medicine. Clarke just requested Nico to hold up a little vial and said, "What are you doing?" When Clarke realized what Nico said, he uncorked the vial and held it over Lincoln's mouth. Wait. Clarke placed her hand over Lincoln's mouth to halt the liquid, while Nico reached for a knife, but Bellamy raised his rifle. Back off right now, Bellamy said. Clarke remembered the term from before. You gonplay Saint Odin. It's what they say before death. He's not trying to heal him, he's trying to kill him. Is it true, Nico? Octavia inquired. Yes, death is the only way, Nico said. It isn't, Naruto replied as Nico glanced at him. I discovered what's causing this, and I can assist him. Nico told him, many have tried and failed. When they heard the lock open and Finn go in, Naruto remarked, they weren't me. We have to leave because the camp is leaving, Finn informed everyone. When Nico saw him, he became enraged and threw him against the wall, strangling him. You, murderer, says the narrator. Get off him, Bellamy said, pointing his gun, but Octavia intervened. You slaughtered my people. Elders, children, innocents, Nico grumbled as Finn gasped for air. Blood must have blood. Get out of the way, bellowed Bellamy at Octavia. You are not shooting him. Octavia said as Clarke approached with a stun stick and zapped Nico, knocking him aside and saving Finn. When Octavia looked at Lincoln, she noticed he wasn't breathing. "Lincoln?" she asked, checking his pulse. "He's not breathing." Naruto dropped his face to Lincoln's and listened for breathing. His heart stopped. "Move," Naruto said, and Octavia moved out of the way. He then extended his hands and began vibrating them, channeling the speed power as his hands flickered with lightning. "Tristraka," Nico mumbled. "Lightning." Everyone took a step back as Naruto cautioned them to stay back. He then touched Lincoln's chest, causing lightning to strike his body and heart. Before his heart recovered and he resumed breathing, Lincoln's chest heaved as if Naruto had hit him with shock paddles. "He's fine. Jesus Christ." Octavia smiled at Naruto, and Nico couldn't believe what he had just witnessed. "How did you get him to die?" "Channel lightning." Naruto responded. "I'm not from around here." "Wait, Nico. You've tried bringing Reapers back before, and they died like this?" Clarke inquired, as Nico nodded. That sparked a thought in Clarke. "I know how to put a stop to the attack." "Offer to help the Grounders who were turned into Reapers?" Naruto inquired, and she nodded. "It's a much better idea than running." "What makes you think they'll even go for it?" asked Bellamy. "Because the Reapers pose a greater threat than we do, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend," Clarke explained. "We've got to try," Naruto said as he remembered Octavia saying something about Nico being a healer. "Nico," Octavia said, "you're a healer." "I am," Nico said. Naruto inquired, "Do you have any kind of blood-clotting agent? Something that slows blood flow?" Nico nodded and reached into his pack for a little bottle. "If there is a god, he must be in love with me." Naruto stepped over to his belongings and placed the final amount of medication in a vial. He then took out a syringe and injected the solution into it. Naruto gazed at Lincoln as he tapped the syringe. "Will that help him?" wondered Octavia. "Most likely," Naruto answered, looking down at Lincoln, then the others. "If any of you believe in a higher power, start praying." He jabbed Lincoln in the chest with the syringe and injected him until the syringe was empty. Everyone waited with bated breath to see what occurred when he pulled the syringe out. When Lincoln began shaking, Naruto noted that the injection sites for whatever drug Lincoln was given were regaining their normal hue and the strange color in his veins was disappearing. "He's seizing, hold him down," Naruto yelled as he, Clarke, and Octavia held Lincoln down while his body convulsed. "What's happening?" Octavia inquired. "His body is detoxing," Naruto explained as Lincoln's eyes opened and he turned his head. What followed was him puking up some sort of red liquid. It sounded like a combination of vomit and whatever medicine Lincoln was given. Naruto untied the restraint against Lincoln's chest, allowing him to turn more as he puked up the scarlet liquid. The quantity of puking was revolting and unsettling. When Lincoln opened his eyes and moved his head to view her, he had finished puking and was lying against the floor as Octavia worried about his well-being. "Octavia," he managed to mumble. Octavia shed tears of delight, relieved that Lincoln had returned. Nico couldn't believe his friend had been saved from death and becoming a Reaper. Impossible. When Octavia pushed into him, clutching him with all her strength, Naruto responded, "You'll find that the word doesn't apply to me." "Thank you," she said, and he returned her hug. "I promised you I'd help him," Naruto replied as Octavia smiled and knelt by Lincoln. Clarke inquired, "Naruto, can you do that for the other Reapers?" "Probably. If I have the medicine, I'll be able to do it," Naruto speculated. Those who have been affected by the drug for a longer period of time than Lincoln may not have the same outcome. Drugs have an interesting way of messing with your body, but if I can get hold of whatever drug they're using, I might be able to synthesize a cure. "Let's go back and tell my mom about the Reapers," Clarke said. Naruto got out another IV bag and brought it to Octavia as Clarke went down to speak with Finn. "Octavia, give him this when the other bag is empty. The drug is out of his system, but his body and nervous system have been through a lot. He'll be sweating and puking to get the remainder out, so make sure he stays hydrated," Naruto ordered, and she realized what she needed to do. Naruto then went down and walked back to camp with Clarke and Finn, where they saw everyone packed and ready to depart. When Abby and Jaha saw the kids arrive, they were overseeing the evacuation at the camp. Abby asked, "Clarke, where have you been?" "We're leaving." Clarke told her, "I can stop the attack." "What exactly are you talking about?" Jaha inquired. "We haven't negotiated with the Grounders because we haven't had anything to offer them. The biggest threat they face is from the Reapers, which we can eliminate once and for all," Clarke explained. How? Abby inquired. Abby, you can't be serious, over there, they heard as they turned to the horizon and spotted a few blazing candles that quickly spread. Jaha murmured, they're here. Naruto put on his goggles and switched to night vision mode to see how many grounders there were. Naruto, how many of you are there? Abby inquired. Thousands, Naruto said, instilling them all with horror. The guards promptly tightened their positions, while the citizens collected their possessions. Abby, Clarke, Naruto, and Jaha entered the council meeting room to discuss Clarke's plan. So, what's this plan of yours? Abby inquired. The mountain men use the Reapers as their attack dogs, sending them out to capture people and use them as blood banks, but the Reapers are actually grounders who have been injected with some kind of drug that turns them into animals. The grounders have tried to save them but have failed, and Naruto has done it, Clarke explained. So, you're suggesting we offer our services in saving the Reapers? Abby inquired. It's a plan. My enemy's enemy is my friend, and we'll need their help to get the others out of Mount Weather and stop the mountain men. They haven't attacked yet, so we have time, Clarke explained. We have 2 hours until dawn, Abby said. Let me speak with the commander. She was Anya's second, and if Anya is there, she'll listen to me, Clarke said. We're not sure if the commander is here, Jaha said. We do. Naiko told Octavia she's here to supervise the attack. We've got to try. It's a better idea than crossing a desert where half of you will die within the first 3 days, Naruto explained. This is ridiculous, Abby. We're wasting time. Give me authority right now, Jaha said. Wait a minute, Naruto, what do you mean? Abby inquired. The dead zone he wants to cross, the desert? It stretches for 100 miles. There are nearly 200 of you. Do you even have enough food and water to cross that for weeks? If you don't, more than half of you would die within the first 3 days, Naruto explained. And what is this drug they've been injecting the Reapers with? I'm not sure. It appears to be a combination of a bunch of different drugs that affect the brain as well as the body, but they need regular injections or they'll go through serious withdrawal, Naruto explained. It's probably why the Reapers are such a loyal force. If they don't do what the mountain men say, they don't get the drug. And what about the medicine? Can you make more? Abby inquired. I can do it if I have the ingredients. I'll give you a list later, Naruto said. Is this what we're banking our lives on? Jaha asked. Abby, we have an out. We have a way to save our people's lives. Naruto reminded him, not all of them. We will return to save the children inside Mount Weather, Jaha vowed once more. How? Once you leave, they won't let you return, and if you attack them, more of you will die, Naruto explained. Abby, this has gone on long enough, Jaha said, refusing to entertain any other thought than his. If you do not give the order to begin the exodus, you are killing us all. I'm sorry, Abby murmured before turning to face Jaha. I'm afraid I can't give that order. Jaha told her, Abby, give the order, she said, no. I am the Ark's elected chancellor, and I am not going to let you endanger my people's lives. Understand? I am going to ask you once more, give the order to begin the exodus. No, are you done yet? Jaha questioned, looking around the room before turning to Sergeant Byrne and Miller. Sergeant Miller, Major Byrne, I am relieved of Dr. Griffin's command. Take these 3 into custody, but make sure they are ready to leave with the rest of us within an hour, Jaha said. Clarke turned to face Naruto, who nodded. Right now, Major, or the blood of everyone in this camp will be on your hands, too. Naruto then approached Jaha, channeling energy into his hands before zapping him in the back and knocking him to the ground. When Naruto spotted everyone staring at him, he sighed and wiped his hands. What? He was a little deranged. Someone had to do it. Major Byrne, Sergeant Miller, take Chancellor Jaha to the stockade, Abby said. Yes, ma'am, Byrne said as they led Jaha away, but he gazed at Abby. Are you sure you want to do this, ma'am? Yes, I believe in them, Abby said, looking at Naruto and Clarke. Jaha was then taken away by Byrne and Miller. Abby told Clarke, I'll send a guard detail with you. No, they'll see it as a threat, and I'll have to do this on my own, Clarke said. No, you don't, I'll accompany you, Naruto said. Naruto, you don't have to. I do. I can explain to the commander how to save the Reapers and get you out of there quickly if something goes wrong, and you don't let a friend go into a dangerous situation alone, Naruto said, and she smiled. I feel better knowing he'll be there with you, but if you're wrong, all of us will perish, Abby explained. No, I can hold them off or get you all out of here before they attack, Naruto answered as everyone glanced at him. I've never gone into a situation without a backup plan for my backup plan. Let's hope we don't need it, Clarke said as she stepped out the door, and Naruto followed. The sun had risen beyond the horizon by the time they left the station. Naruto and Clarke left the camp and proceeded to the ridge, where they noticed the largest number of grounders had set up camp. They approached, but the scouts halted them with their firearms. My name is Clarke Griffin, and I'd like to speak with the commander, Clarke stated as the grounders marched Naruto and her up the hill. More grounders rushed up to surround them, making her apprehensive. Naruto, you're sure you can get us out of here quickly, right? Don't worry, I'll get us out of here before they can swing, Naruto assured. She felt a little better after that. They continued up the ridge until they came across additional grounders in a large tent, which was most likely where the commander was stationed. They were walking up to the tent when they were stopped by a man. If you even look at her the wrong way, I'll slit your throat. With that threat out of the way, he opened the tent flap, allowing them to inside. They spotted more guards in the tent, as well as Anya, a dark-skinned woman, and a young girl, probably Naruto's age, sitting on a throne. As she twisted a knife between her fingers, she exuded strength, aggression, and tranquility. Naruto and Clarke came to a halt in the middle of the tent when they noticed the angry glares and bloodlust directed their way. When the commander spoke, you could cut the tension with a knife. You're the one who burned 300 of my warriors alive. You sent them there to kill us, Clarke said as Lexa stabbed her knife into her chair. Lexa inquired, do you have an answer for me, Clarke of the Sky People? Clarke stated, I've come to make you an offer. Lexa informed her, this is not a negotiation. Let me kill her and get this over with, Indra said, motioning Lexa to be quiet. Clarke responded, we can help you beat the mountain men. This piqued her curiosity. Go on. Hundreds of your people are trapped inside Mount Weather, kept in cages, and their blood is used as medicine. Anya was there, she saw this as well, Clarke continued as Lexa nodded. I know my people are trapped because I was there. Indra responded, lies. No one escapes the mountain. Did Anya do it, or are you calling her a liar? Naruto inquired. Lexa gave him a look before turning her attention to Clarke when he spoke for the first time. Anya is the only reason you two aren't dead yet, Lexa explained. I'm still waiting for an offer, Clarke. The only way to save both of our people is to band together, Clarke proposed. Indra remarked, those who are about to die will say anything. Anya sought to convince her that she speaks the truth, Indra. Your offer? Lexa asked. The mountain men are transforming your people into reapers, Naruto stated, surprising Lexa and the others. I can turn them back. Indra replied, impossible. Commander, I beg you, please let me kill them. We've already done it with Lincoln, Clarke said, only for Indra to roar and unsheath her sword in rage. She approached Clarke, but Naruto got in her way. That traitor is the reason my village was massacred by your people, Indra said, ready to impale both of them on her sword, but Naruto stopped her. Naruto warned her to back off. I've never hit a woman before, but you're starting to test my patience. Enough, exclaimed Lexa. Indra took a step back and sheathed her blade. It's all right, Naruto, Clarke comforted him as he took a step back. Is he your bodyguard? Lexa inquired, her gaze drawn to Naruto. My friend. He's the one who cured Lincoln and saved the villagers after what happened, and he can do the same for the Reapers, Clarke vowed. Lexa simply rose up and approached them. Lexa questioned, you say you can turn Reapers back into men? He nodded. Then prove it. Show me Lincoln. Naruto and Clarke escorted the commander and her guards to the dropship but came to a halt when they reached the entrance. Octavia, Bellamy, it's me, Naruto. I'm with Clarke, and we're coming up with guests. Don't shoot. Naruto yelled as he climbed the ladder and noticed Bellamy resting against the wall, with Octavia and Nico seated next to Lincoln. How is he? He's sleeping for the time being, Octavia responded. Well, he better wake up. We have company. Naruto muttered as Clarke and Lexa approached, causing Nico to bow his head. Commander. Lexa gazed at Nico before noticing Lincoln on the ground. He's dead. No, he's just sleeping, Naruto said, shaking Lincoln up. Lincoln grumbled when Indra and the others approached and discovered that he was dressed as a reaper but was still alive. Lincoln whispered, making her smile, Octavia. Indra sheathed her blade and turned to face Anya. Inform the others, and do not attack until I give the order, Lexa said. She then signaled for Clarke and Naruto to follow her as they went out of the dropship and into the woods, leaving Bellamy and Octavia in charge of Lincoln's treatment at Camp Jaha. Lincoln's recovery was impressive, Lexa said. No one had ever survived such a fate before, and I thought it was impossible. The mountain men injected your people with a drug. All we need to do is let time work the drug out of their system and give them medicine. The withdrawal and recovery won't be pleasant. But they'll be back to normal when it's over, Naruto explained. Clarke said, Lexa, we can do the same for the others in Mount Weather. You may have your truce, Lexa offered, giving Clarke some relief. Thank you. I only ask for one thing in return, Lexa explained. Tell me. Deliver me the one you call Finn, because our truce begins with his death, Lexa said. Clarke exclaimed, you can't be serious. There has to be something else we can do, Naruto said. There isn't. Only Finn can pay for the lives he took in the village. Blood must have blood. I'll have 2 of my guards escort you back and they will retrieve Finn. Do so quickly, Clarke of the Sky People. After his death, we can begin our truce. Lexa pledged before she and her men left. God damn it, out of the frying pan and into the fire, Naruto grumbled, wiping his tired brow. Since he arrived on his planet, it's been one thing after another. Naruto and Clarke followed the 2 soldiers on horses back to the station. They were escorted back while Indra's soldiers stood by the gate waiting for Naruto and Clarke to enter. A crowd quickly gathered around them, trying to figure out what was going on. Finn made his way through the crowd to find Clarke. Are you okay? You can't be out here, Clarke said as Abby approached and hugged him. What did she say? Is there a chance for a truce? She inquired. Yes, Clarke answered, and everyone laughed, relieved that they didn't have to worry about dying or leaving. However, she expects something in return, Naruto continued. We're helping her people, what more does she want? Bellamy questioned. Clarke told Finn, they want you. If we want to call a truce, we have to give them Finn. Raven inquired, what the hell are you talking about? Naruto informed them, that's their offer. Raven said, that's not an offer. It's a punishment for what happened in the village. Blood for blood, Finn explained. Bellamy exclaimed, that's insane. If we refuse? Abby inquired. And then they attack, Clarke responded. I say we give him up. Get rid of him, says the boss. Sure, go ahead. Give him to the grounders, says the captain. As Raven shoved a man back, some onlookers yelled. Clarke then attempted to calm her down as another man approached them. I'm not dying for him. Spacewalker burned 3 months of oxygen from the Ark. He should have floated a long time ago, he said before grasping Finn. Naruto grabbed his arm, twisted it till the bone broke, and slung him over his shoulder. He then sent a repulsor beam into the air, causing everyone to flee in terror. Back the hell up, or you'll get worse than a broken bone, Naruto shouted, pointing his gauntlets at the mob of people backing away. Naruto knocked out a man who tried to rush him with a right cross to the face. Anyone else want to do something stupid? The throng dispersed as the soldiers kept them back and reinforced all of the important points while Abby called a council meeting. Naruto entered the hospital to check on Lincoln and proceeded down the halls to the infirmary. When he went in and saw Octavia and Abby holding Lincoln, a huge rush of nausea hit him, worse than the previous time. Damn it. Naruto smashed into a cart, knocking over several tools. When Abby and Octavia noticed Naruto collapsing against a cart and struggling to regain his equilibrium, they raced over to help him. Naruto. Octavia lifted him onto her shoulders, but he was much larger than her. Gurney, exclaimed Abby as they laid him down. When Octavia saw him pass out, she helped him on. Dr. Griffin observed this as well and instantly tested his pulse and found it to be normal. Before inserting an IV into his arm, Abby informed her, he's alive. Jackson, watch over him. Clarke, Raven, and Bellamy quickly entered to find Naruto unconscious on a gurney. Oh, my god, Naruto. What happened? Bellamy inquired as they approached him. I'm not sure, Abby answered. He stumbled into the infirmary and then passed out. Raven recognized the cause after hearing that. Raven explained to them, it's his metabolism. I saw this happen twice to Naruto, who said that one of the side effects of his powers is that his metabolism burns super fast. His blood sugar must be too low, Abby reasoned as she grabbed another IV bag and connected it to Naruto. But he's never passed out before, and he said he's been rationing his energy bars, which he uses to keep his metabolism up, Raven explained. Clarke took out several energy bars from Naruto's backpack. Last time I asked, he said he had over a dozen. How many does he have now? Clarke quickly counted all of the energy bars in his pack. 15. We'll need to keep an eye on him and make sure he has enough food, Abby added, nodding. XXXXX line break. Naruto was comatose in the infirmary for nearly 36 hours while Jackson changed the IV bags. He used approximately 17 IV bags before waking up. Naruto opened his eyes and moaned in agony, feeling terrible. He was able to sit up on the gurney, but he was severely dizzy and only had half his typical strength. As if he ran 3 marathons while carrying an anchor on his back and without stretching afterwards. He looked over to his side and noticed a massive collection of empty IV bags. Naruto yanked out the IV line and tossed it away. He placed his feet on the ground and stabilized himself with the gurney, attempting to regain feeling in his body. When he saw his pack, he hurriedly ate 2 energy bars with gusto because there was no one else nearby. Where in the hell is everyone? Naruto then heard chanting from outside, so he put on his jacket and strolled through the corridors of the station, where he noticed everyone standing at the gate, as if watching something. Raven noticed a big group of grounders erecting a large post on the ridge. What exactly is that? Clarke explained, it's for Finn. We'll get him back, close in, and hit them hard, Bellamy said. Son, there are thousands of them. Even if you killed hundreds of them, they'd still wipe out this camp and your friend would die, Kane explained. We have to try, Bellamy said. Raven implored, Abby, we have to do something. Abby said, no, Raven. Is there anything I can do to help? Naruto questioned as the crowd parted to reveal him standing there, looking slightly better but not quite recovered. Naruto, what are you doing up? Abby said as she approached him to ensure he was okay. I needed to see what was going on, Naruto said as Raven approached him with a desperate expression on her face. Naruto, the grounders have Finn. You need to get him. Super speed in there and get him, please, Raven pleaded. Of course. Just give me a second. Naruto stumbled a little and shook his head, attempting to rid his head of the confusion, headache. Naruto? Bellamy rushed to his side as he noticed him stumbling. I'm fine. Just a little lightheaded, Naruto explained as he took a few steps forward before collapsing. Bellamy and Kane snatched him up and assisted him to his feet. I'm fine. No, you're not. Your blood sugar must still be low. If you keep running out there like this, you could die, Abby said. Abby, I have to try because I'm the only one who can save him, Naruto remarked as Clarke made a choice. She was going to talk with the commander, and Raven had handed her a little blade with instructions to kill the commander if Finn was not released. Clarke then walked into the grounder camp. What the hell is she doing, Clarke? Abby wondered. I'll get her, Naruto said as he moved forward, but Kane stopped him. Wait. We've got to let her try, Kane stated as they all waited to see what occurred. When they spotted Clarke walk into camp, Naruto joined Raven and Bellamy at the gate. Finn was brought out and tied to a pole as punishment. Naruto stood there in disorder, trying to obtain a rush of adrenaline to use his speed, but he was still too weak. They then witnessed the unthinkable as Finn's head bowed over dead and Clarke's hand was bloodied. Oh, my God. No! Raven exclaimed in terror, sinking to the ground. No. Naruto wrapped his arms around Raven as she cried out for Finn. Never in his life had he felt so helpless. Kane, Abby, and Raven were granted access to the camp in order to check on Clarke and allow Raven to grieve for Finn. They would then leave in the morning towards the village, where Finn's body would be burned among the dead. Following that, there would be tranquility. Raven sat atop the cart containing Finn's body, unable to leave him as Lexa and her gang rode horses. Naruto, Clarke, and the others were walking to Tun DC, the main settlement. Naruto hadn't spoken to Clarke yet, but based on the expressions on her face and the way she was acting, she was still struggling with her decision to kill Finn. Naruto, he heard from behind him, turning to see Octavia holding a smoked, dried pork. Here. I'm fine, Octavia, Naruto answered as he took her hand in his. You're not. You passed out because you're rationing your energy bars, but you need to keep your strength up because we need you, Octavia said. Naruto examined the flesh before biting into it. Thank you, Naruto murmured as Octavia handed him another package of smoked meat. Lincoln went hunting. Here, you need to keep your strength up, Octavia said as she handed it to him. Octavia claims you have unusual skills. How is that possible? Lincoln questioned. It's a long story, but in short, I'm from another planet and was struck by lightning, Naruto explained as he approached Clarke. I'm sorry, Clarke. I should have done something. It's all right, Naruto, Clarke said. How are you doing? Bellamy inquired as Naruto nibbled into smoking pork. Don't worry about me, Clarke assured them, but Naruto was skeptical. Look, Clarke, if you want to talk, I've got an open ear, and I'm probably one of the few people who understands what you're going through, he said. Clarke responded once again, I'm fine, Naruto, before heading ahead to be alone. Naruto remarked, she's not fine. What's wrong with her? Bellamy inquired. Guilt. Doing something like this. The guilt of what you did will eat away at you bit by bit. Guilt. Doing something like this. The guilt of what you did will eat away at you bit by bit. She's been dodgy and staring off at empty places. Naruto said, and Bellamy nodded. Bellamy said, yeah. She's seeing the face of the person she killed. It's her guilt, and it will eat away at her until she's lost in herself, Naruto continued as he took out another piece of smoked pork to chew. So, what are we going to do? Bellamy inquired. We assist her in any way we can, but it is ultimately up to Clarke to forgive herself, Naruto explained. How do you know all this? Bellamy inquired, prompting Naruto to recall a lengthy talk he had with Oliver after accidentally killing Orochimaru in the lengthy rehabilitation he underwent. Because I've been through the same thing, Naruto explained as they continued walking. They made up camp as it got dark, with Lexa and the Grounders on one side of the clearing and Clarke and her company on the other. They pitched tents and built fires, but Clarke had placed a blanket in the center, so Bellamy walked over to collect her. Clarke, it's safer to be on our side. We have to trust them, Bellamy, because there are no more sides, Clarke murmured as she lay down. Naruto approached her and sat down next to her, making her feel safer and allowing her to get some slumber. Naruto stared at the fire while eating more meat to keep his metabolism going. He pulled out his phone and browsed through images of his friends and Linda, smiling as he recalled happier times. He was also curious about how they were doing and if they were okay. He only prayed Zoom hadn't discovered how to jump dimensions as he had. When he heard Clarke murmur and shake, the most of the group had fallen asleep, so he patted her head. Shush. It's okay, Clarke. It's okay, Naruto muttered, and she calmed before falling asleep again. It's okay. I understand what you're going through. Naruto peered into the flames, not realizing Clarke was watching him. I've been where you are. Blood staining my hands, my heart feeling like it's going to burst from my chest, my stomach in knots, seeing the ghost of the person I've killed. And I've tried to justify it because the man I killed on accident was a horrible person. The terrible things he's done to families, the lives he's ruined, the people he's killed, thinking that the world was a better place without him in it. But none of that matters in the end. All that matters is what I did. It's a reminder that taking a life is never easy, but it's sometimes unavoidable. The guilt will eat away at you, but that's a good thing because it lets you know you're not a horrible person, Naruto said before looking down at Clarke. You have to accept the decision you made, Clarke. No one else can do it for you. He got some sleep and slept for a few hours. The company left at early light and continued along the road until they came to a halt before some gates, which marked the location of the massacre. They came to a halt when Lexa and her gang dismounted their horses and approached Clarke and her group. Weapons, Gustus said, as Lincoln came forward, handing him a knife. Lincoln explained, we have to disarm before we enter. Clarke handed up her pistol, Bellamy pulled out his rifle clip and handed it over, and Kane did the same. Gustus patted Naruto on the back and found no gun or knife, so he walked over to Raven. Clarke looked up at Naruto, who winked at her and nodded. Gustus approached Raven and seized 4 knives, a rifle, and her Swiss Army knife. Gustus informed her, Commander, they're clear. They entered camp as the villagers welcomed the commander with open arms, but turned hostile when they saw Clarke and the others. They yelled angrily and waved their weapons. Naruto took a look around and had the sickening feeling that something bad was about to happen. Make sure everyone stays close, Naruto advised Bellamy, who started spreading the message. When Gustus beat the heck out of him for coming in his path, they were halted by a furious villager who didn't want them to enter. Clarke was able to talk Lexa down because she didn't want her people to be blamed for this as well, causing tension to rise. The Sky People are marching with us now, and anyone who tries to stop them will pay with their life, Lexa said, and everyone obeyed. They strolled into the village as Finn's body was placed on a funeral pyre with the others. People of Tun DC, we cleanse the pain of the past with fire, Lexa remarked as Indra handed her a torch. She then presented it to Clarke. Clarke. Naruto spotted Lexa's expression on Clarke, which was similar to Linda's expression on him. Lexa thought Clarke was attractive. Clarke took the torch and stood next to her, pausing briefly before lighting the fire. Clarke said, "You gonplay Saint Odin," and the pyre burst into an inferno. Naruto hugged Raven from the side while she shed tears of grief. She buried her face in his chest and sobbed uncontrollably, mourning Finn's death. Clarke and the others were invited to a feast to celebrate their partnership after the ceremony, but they could sense the tension from the other grounders. Lexa desired the alliance, but not everyone felt the same way. As Kane unwrapped a gift, everyone took their seats. "Please accept this gift, Commander. We drink this on special occasions, and I believe this qualifies," Kane replied, holding a jug of booze out. Gustus took it and delivered it to her when she nodded. Lexa replied, "Thank you, Marcus of the Sky People." "Thank you, Lexa. Calm Tricrew. Just don't drink too much of it," Kane advised. Lexa suggested, "Clarke, let us drink together." Clarke said as a servant brought Gustus 2 glasses, "It would be my pleasure." He fiddled with one, and Naruto swears he saw something when Lexa poured some booze into it. Lexa handed one to Clarke while Gustus took the first taste. He then returned the glass to Lexa. "Tonight, we celebrate our newfound peace. Tomorrow, we plan for war. To those we've lost, and to those we'll soon find," Lexa said as Gustus collapsed on the table. He began shivering and falling backwards, foam pouring from his mouth as though poisoned. It was the Sky People. Indra and her soldiers drew their swords, while Naruto moved in front of the others to defend them. "This wasn't us, you have to believe me," Clarke exclaimed as Lexa ordered Nico to remove Gustus. Everyone was then searched by the guards. "No, we didn't do this," Lexa stated. "Gustus warned me about you, but I didn't listen." Clarke said, "Lexa, please. Tell me, Clarke, when you plunged the knife into the heart of the boy you loved, did you not wish it was mine?" Lexa inquired. A guard then discovered a little bottle of powder on Raven. "That's not mine. I'm telling you, that's not mine. He put it here when he searched me." "No Sky person leaves this room," Lexa exclaimed as she led her guards out the door. Lincoln attempted to speak to Indra, but she refused to hear him. Everyone was trapped in the dining room, unsure what was going to happen, but it wasn't going to be good. Naruto reflected on everything that had occurred, and something didn't seem right. He started reliving the scenario in his head, his super brain working on finding a solution. "I need to know the truth, Raven," Clarke stated to her. "If I were you, I'd take a step back," Raven advised. "You wanted me to kill Lexa yesterday, and if you tried to poison her, I need to know," Clarke remarked before being punched in the face by Raven. "You're the only murderer in here." When Naruto observed Clarke staring into the corner, he got between the two of them to avert a battle. "Leave me alone," she said as everyone turned to look and saw no one. "You gave me no choice. Why did you surrender?" Naruto stepped in front of her, saying, "Clarke, he's not there. Clarke, look at me. He's not there. Okay, Finn is dead. He made his choice. What you're seeing is your guilt playing tricks on you. None of it is real." Clarke listened to him, but she couldn't take her gaze away from Finn. "Look at me, Clarke. Stay focused on me," Naruto exclaimed. "I can see him," Clarke grumbled as she burst into tears. I know how you feel. Like the pain of what you did won't go away. Like you'll be haunted with this forever," Naruto told her. "The pain will fade. Don't focus on what you did. We've all done things we regret. I should know. I've gone through what you're going through. Tearing yourself apart over what you did isn't going to solve anything. All that will do is destroy you inside. Make peace with what you did. Nothing will undo the decision you've made. You did what you thought you had to do. This guilt is only a sign that you understand what you did wasn't easy or to be taken lightly. You're not a monster." Clarke burst into tears and buried her face in Naruto's chest as he tried to console her. "Make peace with what you did. That is how we move forward," he said quietly. He noticed a cup on the floor at that point. Gustus used the identical cup before Lexa poured the beverages. Naruto broke free from the hug and let Abby console her daughter before walking over and picking it up. With a brief whiff, he detected a faint odor of rotting eggs mixed in with the whiskey. The odor of poisonous hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide poison, but there wouldn't be a smell if it was mixed with the liquor, Naruto muttered to himself, beginning to piece together what had happened. When the gates opened, Nico, Indra, and a few guards entered. "How's Gustus?" inquired Lincoln. Nico assured him, "He'll live. Take her away," Indra said to the two guards as they approached Raven. Kane inquired, Wait, what are you doing? She didn't poison anyone, exclaimed Bellamy. I argued that all of you should die, but the commander is merciful, she only wants one, Indra explained. She's not guilty, Lincoln stated. I don't care. They move, they bleed, Indra said as the two guards approached Raven, but Naruto stopped them. He kicked one of them in the groin, elbowed the other in the face, knocked out the first with a right cross, then punched the second guard in the stomach and kicked him away. Indra grabbed her sword, but Naruto vanished in a flash and reappeared behind her, her knife poised at her throat. Lincoln, Naiko, and Indra were stunned after witnessing him vanish and reappear in the flash of an eye. Indra mumbled, only for Naruto to retain her dagger at her throat and take her sword. That word has no meaning to me, and Raven is innocent. I know who tried to kill the commander. Take me to her right now, Naruto said, cutting her skin slightly to indicate he was serious. Naiko. Naiko led the way and pushed open the gate. Naruto followed, holding Indra at knife point. Octavia inquired, Naruto, what are you doing? I know who tried to kill her. Follow me. You'll want to see this, Naruto remarked as they followed him. When Lexa, Gustus, and everyone else witnessed Indra being held at knife point, they walked out of the building. We didn't try to kill you, Lexa, Naruto said, pulling Indra away and tossing her knife into the ground. Kill them all, yelled Gustus as his men readied their guns. Naruto's eyes flashed with lightning before vanishing in a puff of air and a lightning strike. He flew around the area in the blink of an eye, and when he was finished, they were all unarmed and their weapons were thrown into a pile. That's impossible, Lexa exclaimed to Naruto, as did the others. I didn't come to fight, but to prove our innocence. One of your people tried to kill you, Lexa. Not Clarke's, and I can prove it. Naiko, the bottle. Naruto stated, as Naiko handed him the bottle of booze. Naruto then uncorked it and sipped wine slowly. Everyone waited a few moments after he finished, but he was okay. Lexa demanded, explain. The poison wasn't in the bottle, it was in this cup, Naruto stated as he held out the cup Gustus was clutching before collapsing. Gustus explained, it's a trick, Commander. Don't be fooled. The same cup Gustus handled before giving it to you, the one he drank from. He tested the cup and searched Raven to plant the poison, Naruto revealed. When Bellamy learned what his purpose was, Lexa said, Gustus would never harm me. You were never the target, it was the Alliance, Bellamy continued. If he's not the one, then drink from the cup, Gustus. Everyone watched Naruto's worried expression as he put out the cup to prove it. Lexa then looked at him. Gustus, you've been accused, speak truthfully. This alliance would cost you your life, Hada, and I couldn't allow that to happen, he replied. This treachery will cost you yours. Put him on the tree, Lexa said, as the guards removed him. For his punishment, he was tied to a tree and hung from it. Gustus was stabbed by everyone in the community who had been harmed, as well as those who would have stabbed Raven. Raven was shocked by what was going on. This would have been Finn, Raven said before turning to Clarke, recognizing she had done what she had done out of love. Lexa then stepped forward, seized her sword, and stabbed him through the heart. After Gustus was buried, darkness fell and everyone sat by the flames to keep warm. Lincoln pondered, how did you know it was Gustus? I saw him fiddle with something when he took the cup, and there was also a smell of poison in the cup, but there wouldn't be one if it was in the liquor, Naruto explained. I used to solve crimes like this for a living where I come from, and knowing what would have happened to Finn, I couldn't let it happen to Raven. Guys. Raven came over with her radio and started playing a message from Jasper that had come in over the ARC channel on repeat. He and the other survivors were still alive. We have to do this now. We have the Alliance. Let's put it to use, Bellamy stated. First, we need an inside man. You were correct. An army is useless without someone on the inside to lower their defenses and turn off the acid fog. You should go, Clarke told Bellamy. I thought you despised that plan, Bellamy recalled. I was being weak. It's worth the risk, Clarke said, handing him a copy of the Mount Weather schematics she created after Naruto showed her. Here. Find a way to get on that radio and talk to us. I can do better, Naruto said, pulling a tiny case from his pack. He slid it open to expose a little earphone. He synchronized it with Gideon and the encryption signal from Mount Weather. It's an earpiece. It'll keep us in touch while you're in there. Just put it deep in your ear so they can't see it. Tap it once to turn it on, tap it again to turn it off. Right, Bellamy said, inserting it as deeply as he could. He couldn't let them see it if they searched him. Octavia inquired, Bellamy, How are you going to get in? Lincoln offered, I can get you through the tunnels. Everyone agreed to give Lincoln and Octavia a moment despite the threat. Naruto showed Bellamy what to expect and what to look for in order to disarm an acid fog device. With their alliance in place, they would now begin planning their assault on Mount Weather. XXXXX line break. Kane, Octavia, Abby, and Raven returned to Arc Station with Indra and a troop of warriors to prepare for fight, while Clarke remained in Tun DC to act as a liaison and hash out a strategy. Naruto stayed with her to ensure her safety. This argument is pointless. If they can't breathe our air, why not just open the door and leave them to burn? Quint said, and everyone agreed. No, because they have a containment system, multiple airlocks like we had on the Ark, which our inside man can shut down, Clarke explained. Quint remarked, if he gets inside. Plus, you'd have to worry about their defenses, Naruto said, pointing to their main gate on a map. They have gun turrets at the main gate, and they'd cut you all down before you could get close, and the emergency entrance on the hill has the same as well. You'd never get close. What if we shut it down from the outside? Lexa offered. You say the dam gives them power, so let's take it away. That dam could withstand a nuclear attack, Commander. I doubt we'll be able to bring it down, Clarke said. But I think I can do better, Naruto said as Clarke and Lexa glanced at him. If I can get into the dam control room, I can shut it off. That would only leave them with reserve power. What would that accomplish? Lexa inquired. They'd have to prioritize which sections they keep active with reserve power. Air supply versus defense. If we remove the dam from the equation, they may decrease their outer defenses. Naruto just advised that Quint pound his fists into the table. Arg. They just provide ifs and no, Lexa told him to Quint. Commander apologizes, but the largest army we've ever had is waiting for us to send it on a mission. The longer it takes, the more of our people will perish inside that mountain, Quint explained. Clarke stated, it's the same for all of us. Thousands have died. How many have you lost, my dear? Quint inquired. She claims to have a plan. Waiting for one man to enter is not a good idea, in my opinion. I agree with Quint, remarked another grounder leader, let's use our army. And then what? March up there and get blown to hell by the acid fog or cut down by their gun turrets. That's not a strategy, it's a suicide mission, Naruto explained. Does the Triskata man fear death? Quint inquired. I'm not scared of anything, but I'm not stupid enough to go in there unprepared. If you all march up there right now, that acid fog will kill you before you get close. They had control of it and used it against us when we attempted to blow up their radio tower. They'll see you coming from miles away, and all of you, including the commander, will die. Naruto explained. I understand wanting to reclaim your people, but you'll also want to stay alive for your family and loved ones. Before we go in, we make a strong plan. Naruto is correct. We're waiting for Bellamy. You can't win if you can't get to your opponent, Clarke explained. Quint yelled angrily, you are the enemy. I'm sorry. Did I offend you in any way? Clarke inquired as Quint approached her, but Naruto stepped in front of her. Yes. Quint informed her, you burned my brother alive in a ring of fire. Clarke stated, he shouldn't have attacked my ship. Aren't you brave under the commander's protection? Quint inquired. Naruto cautioned him, back off or get put down. Lexa commanded, enough. Quint returned to his seat, saying, I can't be in an alliance with these people. Quint is correct. Waiting for Bellamy is a prayer, not a strategy. That's unlikely to be answered, Lexa said. Then we start with the dam, Naruto remarked, pointing to the dam on the map. Excuse me, I need some air, Clarke stated as she walked out of the building, followed by Naruto and Major Byrne to keep her safe. Clarke was walking through the woods to clear her mind when she heard footsteps behind her and turned to see Naruto. Naruto, I'd like to be alone now. I understand, but I'm trying to keep you safe. After what Quint said, I think it's best if I keep a close eye on you, Naruto remarked as he heard rustling leaves and turned to see Quint standing in the woods with a bow and quiver. Keep moving, Clarke, Naruto said, and they did. Are you still brave, Sky Girl? Quint shouted, following them through the woods, and when they looked back, Quint was gone. That's when Naruto heard the familiar twang of a bowstring. An arrow hit the tree next to them, and they followed its flight path to see Gustus fire another one, but Naruto caught it with his bare hand. Clarke, stay here, Naruto said, and she dashed behind a tree. Quint fired another arrow, but Naruto easily sidestepped it before running at him. Quint then unsheathed his sword and swung at Naruto, but he ducked and dodged. He grabbed Quint's arm as he tried to swing down and cleave Naruto in half. He twisted Quint's arm and threw him over his shoulder, but he got back to his feet and swung at Naruto. Lexa and her guard emerged from the trees, unsheathing her blade. "Thank you," Naruto shouted. "Clarke, it's safe now." Clarke came down and saw Lexa and her guard appear. Lexa drew her knife out of Quint's leg and informed him, "You attack them, you attack me." "I don't know," Clarke said as they heard footsteps and saw Burn walk up with her left arm severed. Before dropping to the ground, Burn said, "Run." Roar. They heard a deafening roar in the woods, as well as the sound of trees falling in the distance. "What in the world was that?" Naruto inquired. "Pana," Lexa grumbled before slashing Quint's other leg. "Run." They fled as quickly as they could, with the thing hot on their tail after killing Quint. Lexa said when Clarke noticed a tunnel. "I found something this way," Clarke said as she moved the grate cover, and they quickly walked through the tunnel, emerging into some kind of man-made rocky terrain region littered with bones and dead animals. When they heard another roar that was much closer, Lexa said, "It's her feeding ground." "Go up, Clarke," Naruto yelled as they climbed the rocks and heard whatever it was growing closer. Lexa and her guard had their swords drawn, Clarke had her gun aimed, and Naruto had his gauntlets ready. A gigantic gorilla suddenly jumped through the air and fell on Lexa's guard, beating him to death. "I hate monkeys," Naruto murmured before turning to face Clarke and Lexa. "Naruto, what are you doing?" he said as he moved to the edge of the gorilla's eating area, towards the trees. Clarke yelled, only for him to fire an energy beam at the giant monkey, knocking it back, but as it saw Naruto, he could see all he'd done was irritate it. "Gourd, Gorilla Grodd, please follow me, come on, you deserve a Japanese treat. Japanese confectionery is said to be the greatest," Naruto mocked as he ran into the bushes, the gorilla after him. "Clarke, let's go," Lexa said as she turned to run. "I'm not leaving him." Clarke descended and followed the gorilla, with Lexa grudgingly following her. Naruto dashed into the forest, the gorilla immediately behind him. "Alright, monkey boy. I'll be right there," Naruto yelled, racing slightly faster than usual to ensure it could still see him, and the gorilla jumped from tree to tree until leaping from a limb and landing on Naruto, just like it did the guard. Naruto sped out of the way and began running around the gorilla to confuse it. All the gorilla could see was a blur and the lightning trail as it swung its arms around to try and hit whatever it saw, but Naruto was able to duck and dodge with ease. He then threw out speed punches all over the gorilla and then threw out an accelerated mass punch to the gorilla's side, sending it flying through the air and crashed into the ground. When Naruto watched the gorilla rise to its feet, he came to a halt and took a big breath. He heard footsteps behind him and turned to see Clarke and Lexa approaching him. "I told you to run, Clarke." "I'm not leaving you alone," Clarke said as the gorilla rose to its feet and roared before thumping its breast. Clarke fired several shots at the gorilla, causing it to wobble, but none were lethal. The gorilla then charged forward, but Naruto ran in a circle to gain speed before charging at it. He jumped and delivered a mock punch, striking the gorilla in the face and causing a shockwave that knocked Clarke and Lexa on their buttocks. The strike caused a noticeable bone crack as it killed the gorilla and sent it flying into the woods. Naruto came to a halt and leaned down to collect his breath. Running on little gas with a restricted food supply was exhausting. It was almost as though he was battling with one hand behind his back. Clarke and Lexa got up and hurried over to check on him. "I despise monkeys," Naruto murmured as he tried to recover his breath as Clarke surprised him with a hug. "No one has ever killed a pana," Lexa said, only for Naruto to shrug. "It's not the first time I've fought a gorilla, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. I'm just glad you two are okay." Lexa said, "Thank you, Naruto." Naruto whispered, "I'm just wondering what other animals got out of their cages around here." Clarke paused when he heard that. Clarke said, "Say that again." "I'm curious what other animals got out of their cages," Naruto said again, perplexed as to why Clarke need him to say it twice. "I believe I understand Mount Weather. We've been trying to get in, but they've already let us in." Lexa inquired, "What are you talking about?" "Your army is already there. Locked up in cages. All we need is someone on the inside to let them out," Clarke proposed. Lexa introduced herself as Bellamy. "You have faith in him?" Clarke said, "I do. I hope your faith in him is well placed," Lexa said, "because if he can't get inside, we can't win." "He will. We have a backup to our backup plans," Clarke replied, eliciting a chuckle from the metahuman. Lexa then took a rope and handed it to Naruto. You killed the Pana. You should be the one to bring it back to camp, Lexa stated, only for Naruto to stare. Sounds like you're just going to have me do the heavy lifting, Naruto said as he looped the rope around the gorilla's leg to drag it. When Naruto's watch beeped, Lexa remarked, that is also true. Bellamy, said Naruto. I'm Naruto, and I'm in, he said. Clarke and Lexa were relieved to learn he had been admitted. They've taken me to the harvest chamber. Clarke murmured, oh God. I'm fine. I had assistance, Bellamy told them. Help from who? Clarke inquired. Maya. She knows Jasper, she's been assisting him. Without her, I'd be dead. I have one of their uniforms, so I'll be able to move around, Bellamy explained. Good. Now, Bellamy, listen. Find Jasper and the others, but you also need to figure out how to turn off the acid fog, Clarke said. Once that's down, I'll get some backup, Bellamy inquired. That's the plan. Also, see if you can find anything about the dam, Naruto said. Sure thing, Bellamy said. Anything else? Maybe their dinner schedule? If you can figure that out, great, Clarke said, but you also need to figure out how to free the grounder prisoners. We have an entire army in there, so let's use it. Trojan horse. I like it. Alright, I'll keep you guys updated. And Bellamy? You came through, as I expected, Clarke replied to him. The only thing I've managed is to avoid being killed. Save that praise for when this is over, Bellamy said before hanging up the phone. It appears your faith was well placed, Lexa observed. We can now move forward, Naruto added. XXXXX line break. Lexa began organizing the army and getting them ready to move quickly after telling the other grounder leaders that Bellamy had arrived. Naruto, Clarke, her protection detail, and the grounders that Lexa had assigned were on their way back to the Ark station to notify Kane and prepare everyone for the move. They were on horses, which was unusual for Naruto, so he opted to run instead when they stopped to rest their horses. Naruto uncorked his canteen and drank deeply before devouring some beef and energy bars. Clarke advised him, Naruto, we should keep moving. The horses and I both need water. I'm no good on an empty stomach, Naruto stated as Clarke nodded. Hey, Clarke. We're almost there. Don't worry. When Naruto's watch picked up a slight flicker of heat up on the ridge and it wasn't Octavia, Indra, or the others, she smiled and remounted her horse. Naruto put on his goggles and switched between vision modes, and his X-ray mode revealed two men in hazmat suits on a nearby ridge. They were both looking at Clarke, one with a sniper rifle and the other with a spotter. Mountain men. Naruto activated his gauntlets and shot a beam at the ridge, kicking up a lot of dirt and dust. Mountain men snipers, get Clarke out of here. Clarke and the others galloped away as Naruto rushed up the ridge and noticed the two men in hazmat suits. One bullet was fired at Naruto, but he grabbed it in his hand. He then shot the man with the sniper and knocked off his mask, causing his skin to bubble before succumbing to radiation poisoning. The other turned to run, only to have Octavia stand in his way. Indra and a warrior emerged from the woods to help, but she ordered them to lower their weapons. No, her kill, Indra exclaimed as Octavia fought back and managed to slice his armor. Octavia kicked out his left foot and held her sword to his throat while the man panicked. Finish it, says the author. Octavia, no, he's from Mount Weather, we need to keep him alive. Check to see if he has a patch kit. We need to get him back to camp, Clarke said, as Octavia shoved him to the ground. Naruto was able to fix his suit while Octavia searched the other body and discovered some images. What exactly is that? Clarke, you and Lexa were the targets, Octavia explained as she handed her images of herself and Lexa. We need to warn the commander, Indra replied, turning to face her scout. Send our fastest warriors to Tun DC right away. The scout nodded and rode away rapidly. Let's get back, Clarke exclaimed as they returned to the station with the Mount Weatherman. When they returned to camp, Naruto dragged Mount Weather into the infirmary. This guy's from Mount Weather. We need to keep him alive. There was a tear in his suit, but we fixed it in the field, Clarke explained as Jackson attempted to remove his mask. No, don't take that off. It's the only thing keeping him alive. How are we going to treat him if we can't touch him? Abby wondered. Give me 20 minutes and I'll work out some scrubbers in the airlock, Raven stated as she walked away to start to work. So, what will you do with him? Indra enragedly demanded, peering down at the man. Naruto stated, we get him to tell us everything he knows. Let me make him talk, Indra said, drawing her blade and preparing to make him bleed in order for him to speak. Clarke replied, no, we're not torturing him. Clarke is correct. He might just talk because we saved his life, Abby observed. And if he doesn't tell us anything, we make him, Naruto said as they left to allow Abby and Jackson to work. After Raven figured out the scrubbers, they put him in the airlock and removed him from the suit so Abby could examine his wounds. When he awoke, Naruto and Clarke watched as Kane tried to get him to speak, but he just kept repeating his name and title. Something military personnel would do if they were kidnapped. Kane kept trying, but nothing came of it. He's not going to talk, Clarke stated. He will if we open the door, Kane said, suggesting Abby turn off the microphone. We're not doing that, Abby said. We need to know what he knows. We need to know his vulnerabilities. We need to know his troop numbers. Clarke warned him, she's right, it won't work. Kane mentioned, Clarke, this could save your friends. I'm the Chancellor, Abby explained. Then act like one, exclaimed Kane. I told you I would support you as long as I believed you were doing the right thing. I am, and if you disagree, call a vote and replace me, Abby responded. I don't care about the title. I just want to save our people, Kane explained. I do, too, Abby answered. Enough, you too, Naruto said, causing them to stop. He's military trained. They won't give up anything, even if tortured. I know people like him. If you want to torture him for information, you might as well kill him because it won't do you any good. After imprisoning the man now known as Emerson, they waited for Bellamy to contact them again, but nothing came of it. Naruto was in Raven's lab, poring over blueprints in the hopes of determining which section was in charge of the acid fog. Naruto may super speed into Mount Weather to assist Bellamy once that was removed. Naruto sipped his drink before turning to face Raven, who was working on something. Raven, are you okay? Naruto inquired, looking at him. Not really, she grumbled. He approached her and patted her shoulder as she reached up and took his hand. I'm sorry, Raven. I should have done something, Naruto apologized as Raven gazed up with a painful expression. It's not your fault. After all, you saved me back in the village. I owe you a lot. When Clarke and Octavia entered, Naruto answered, it's no problem. Any word from Bellamy? Clarke inquired, but received a headshake in response. Nothing as of yet. Lincoln is still missing, but he should be back by now, Octavia said. They'll be fine, Clarke assured her. They better be, because your entire plan depends on Bellamy not being discovered, Raven said. Clarke said as they heard the PA go off, he'll be fine. Counselor Kane and Clarke Griffin, please report to the South Airlock immediately. Now what? Naruto wondered, following Clarke to the airlock. Did he talk yet? Kane inquired. No, but his blood did. Jackson discovered genetic marker anomalies that can only be found in ARC children, Abby replied. Clarke stated, it started. It didn't come from the blood transfusion? Kane inquired. No, I took the sample prior to that, Abby explained. Clarke stated, they're bleeding my friends. Kane informed her, we don't know that. Yes, we do. We were genetically engineered, but they weren't, Clarke remarked as she approached the airlock switch and was halted by Kane. Kane inquired, what are you doing? Killing him, Clarke continued, but Kane cut her off. Get out of my way, Kane. Kane encouraged her to calm down. Clarke, you're not in charge here. We do things my way, Abby said, and Clarke just went, followed by Naruto. Don't worry, we'll get your friends out of there, Naruto assured them. How, Naruto? Clarke inquired. As soon as Bellamy calls him, I'm telling him to prioritize taking down that fog, and once that's down, I'm going in there with him, Naruto remarked as they entered Raven's lab. Raven inquired, what do you mean you're going in there? If Bellamy can clear the acid fog, I'll go in there and get your friends out, Naruto said. Octavia inquired, can you do that? If that fog lifts, I can speed in through a door and ensure your friends' safety. What happens after that is up to them, Naruto stated as his watch beeped. Bellamy, is that you? It's me. I'm safe, but something's changed. Jasper, Monty, everyone is locked in the dorm. But are they all alive? Clarke inquired. I believe so, for the time being. Maya says they're already using their blood. Things are going to get ugly in here real quick, and there are kids in here. We need a plan that doesn't kill everyone. When Naruto had a fresh idea, he considered what he should do. Bellamy, I think I have an idea. It'll just take some time on my part, but if it works, we might be done with this sooner than we planned. Sounds good, but guys, I'm going to need you to buy me some time because it won't be long before they realize I don't belong here, and if that happens, that can't happen, Clarke replied. I'll do my best to come up with something. Come up with something quick. Stay safe, Bellamy, and we'll contact you later, Naruto said. Right, Bellamy said before hanging up. Naruto was able to program Raven's radio to the same frequency that Bellamy was using, eliminating the need for Naruto to communicate with him. Raven would be able to communicate with him if something came up. What's the game plan? Octavia inquired. When Naruto saw the broken air scrubbers Raven destroyed to repair the ones used to keep Emerson in his airlock, he shrugged. That sparked an idea in him. I think I got one. Give me an hour, Naruto remarked as he walked to his station. Clarke, Octavia, and Naruto arrived at the airlock an hour later to liberate Emerson. As they came up to the airlock, Indra and a group of grounders joined them. The soldiers tried to stop them, but Naruto pulled them aside, allowing Clarke to speak directly to Emerson. Get dressed. You're coming with me. Emerson was taken out of the station and into the courtyard by Clarke and her group. Everyone, including Kane and Abby, observed their arrival. They were swiftly apprehended by them and the guards. Clarke, stop, Abby said. No, I'm releasing the prisoner, Clarke stated. Certainly not, Abby said. Kane reminded Clarke, he hasn't told us anything yet. He doesn't have to. He'll tell them something, Clarke explained. Get the prisoner back to the airlock right now, Abby shouted as her soldiers advanced, but Naruto and the grounders stepped forward for a brief standoff. Clarke told her mother, you may be the Chancellor, but I'm in charge. Indra, tell your people to stand down before this escalates, Abby advised. Indra responded, no, Abby pleaded, Naruto, get Emerson back to his cell. I'm sorry, Abby, but I'm with Clarke on this one, Naruto said. People might get hurt, Abby warned Clarke. Clarke informed her, not if you get out of my way. You must trust that I know what is best for us. When Kane spoke to Abby, she didn't move. The grounders trust Clarke, perhaps we should as well, Kane suggested. Abby eventually gave in and commanded her soldiers to stand down, allowing Clarke and her squad to go. Open the gate, now, Clarke commanded the guards. Emerson was then put in front of Clarke by the grounders. Can you hear me okay? I need to make sure you get this. Emerson said, loud and clear. I have a message for your leader. We're coming for him. You're watching us, but you haven't seen a thing. The grounder army is bigger than you think. And even if you could find it, your acid fog couldn't hurt them. And now, thanks to you. Clarke held up a device that made a high-pitched sound, similar to the one Emerson had on him. Neither can the Reapers, so you have one final chance. Let our people go, and we'll let you live. It's just that simple. When Naruto watched the gorilla rise to its feet, he came to a halt and took a big breath. He heard footsteps behind him and turned to see Clarke and Lexa approaching him. I told you to run, Clarke. I'm not leaving you alone, Clarke said as the gorilla rose to its feet and roared before thumping its breast. Clarke fired several shots at the gorilla, causing it to wobble, but none were lethal. The gorilla then charged forward, but Naruto ran in a circle to gain speed before charging at it. He jumped and delivered a mock punch, striking the gorilla in the face and causing a shockwave that knocked Clarke and Lexa on their buttocks. The strike caused a noticeable bone crack as it killed the gorilla and sent it flying into the woods. Naruto came to a halt and leaned down to collect his breath. Running on little gas with a restricted food supply was exhausting. It was almost as though he was battling with one hand behind his back. Clarke and Lexa got up and hurried over to check on him. I despise monkeys, Naruto murmured as he tried to recover his breath as Clarke surprised him with a hug. No one has ever killed a pana, Lexa said, only for Naruto to shrug. It's not the first time I've fought a gorilla, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. I'm just glad you two are okay. Lexa said, thank you, Naruto. Naruto whispered, I'm just wondering what other animals got out of their cages around here. Clarke paused when he heard that. Clarke said, say that again. I'm curious what other animals got out of their cages, Naruto said again, perplexed as to why Clarke need him to say it twice. I believe I understand Mount Weather. We've been trying to get in, but they've already let us in. Lexa inquired, what are you talking about? Your army is already there. Locked up in cages. All we need is someone on the inside to let them out, Clarke proposed. Lexa introduced herself as Bellamy. You have faith in him? Clarke said, I do. I hope your faith in him is well placed, Lexa said, because if he can't get inside, we can't win. He will. We have a backup to our backup plans, Clarke replied, eliciting a chuckle from the metahuman. Lexa then took a rope and handed it to Naruto. You killed the pana. You should be the one to bring it back to camp, Lexa stated, only for Naruto to stare. Sounds like you're just going to have me do the heavy lifting, Naruto said as he looped the rope around the gorilla's leg to drag it. When Naruto's watch beeped, Lexa remarked, that is also true. Bellamy, said Naruto. I'm Naruto, and I'm in, he said. Clarke and Lexa were relieved to learn he had been admitted. They've taken me to the harvest chamber. Clarke murmured, oh God. I'm fine, I had assistance, Bellamy told them. Help from who? Clarke inquired. Maya. She knows Jasper, she's been assisting him, without her, I'd be dead. I have one of their uniforms, so I'll be able to move around, Bellamy explained. Good. Now, Bellamy, listen. Find Jasper and the others, but you also need to figure out how to turn off the acid fog, Clarke said. Once that's down, I'll get some backup, Bellamy inquired. That's the plan. Also, see if you can find anything about the dam, Naruto said. Sure thing, Bellamy said. Anything else? Maybe their dinner schedule? If you can figure that out, great, Clarke said, but you also need to figure out how to free the grounder prisoners. We have an entire army in there, so let's use it. Trojan horse. I like it. Alright, I'll keep you guys updated. And Bellamy? You came through, as I expected, Clarke replied to him. The only thing I've managed is to avoid being killed. Save that praise for when this is over, Bellamy said before hanging up the phone. It appears your faith was well placed, Lexa observed. We can now move forward, Naruto added. XXXXX line break. Lexa began organizing the army and getting them ready to move quickly after telling the other grounder leaders that Bellamy had arrived. Naruto, Clarke, her protection detail, and the grounders that Lexa had assigned were on their way back to the Ark station to notify Kane and prepare everyone for the move. They were on horses, which was unusual for Naruto, so he opted to run instead when they stopped to rest their horses. Naruto uncorked his canteen and drank deeply before devouring some beef and energy bars. Clarke advised him, Naruto, we should keep moving. The horses and I both need water. I'm no good on an empty stomach, Naruto stated as Clarke nodded. Hey, Clarke. We're almost there. Don't worry. When Naruto's watch picked up a slight flicker of heat up on the ridge and it wasn't Octavia, Indra, or the others, she smiled and remounted her horse. Naruto put on his goggles and switched between vision modes, and his X-ray mode revealed two men in hazmat suits on a nearby ridge. They were both looking at Clarke, one with a sniper rifle and the other with a spotter. Mountain men. Naruto activated his gauntlets and shot a beam at the ridge, kicking up a lot of dirt and dust. Mountain men snipers, get Clarke out of here. Clarke and the others galloped away as Naruto rushed up the ridge and noticed the two men in hazmat suits. One bullet was fired at Naruto, but he grabbed it in his hand. He then shot the man with the sniper and knocked off his mask, causing his skin to bubble before succumbing to radiation poisoning. The other turned to run, only to have Octavia stand in his way. Indra and a warrior emerged from the woods to help, but she ordered them to lower their weapons. No, her kill, Indra exclaimed as Octavia fought back and managed to slice his armor. Octavia kicked out his left foot and held her sword to his throat while the man panicked. Finish it, says the author. Octavia, no. He's from Mount Weather. We need to keep him alive. Check to see if he has a patch kit. We need to get him back to camp, Clarke said, as Octavia shoved him to the ground. Naruto was able to fix his suit while Octavia searched the other body and discovered some images. What exactly is that? Clarke, you and Lexa were the targets, Octavia explained as she handed her images of herself and Lexa. We need to warn the commander, Indra replied, turning to face her scout. Send our fastest warriors to Tun DC right away. The scout nodded and rode away rapidly. Let's get back, Clarke exclaimed as they returned to the station with the Mount Weatherman. When they returned to camp, Naruto dragged Mount Weather into the infirmary. This guy's from Mount Weather. We need to keep him alive. There was a tear in his suit, but we fixed it in the field, Clarke explained as Jackson attempted to remove his mask. No, don't take that off. It's the only thing keeping him alive. How are we going to treat him if we can't touch him? Abby wondered. Give me 20 minutes and I'll work out some scrubbers in the airlock, Raven stated as she walked away to start to work. So, what will you do with him? Indra enragedly demanded, peering down at the man. Naruto stated, we get him to tell us everything he knows. Let me make him talk, Indra said, drawing her blade and preparing to make him bleed in order for him to speak. Clarke replied, no, we're not torturing him. Clarke is correct. He might just talk because we saved his life, Abby observed. And if he doesn't tell us anything, we make him, Naruto said as they left to allow Abby and Jackson to work. After Raven figured out the scrubbers, they put him in the airlock and removed him from the suit so Abby could examine his wounds. When he awoke, Naruto and Clarke watched as Kane tried to get him to speak, but he just kept repeating his name and title. Something military personnel would do if they were kidnapped. Kane kept trying, but nothing came of it. He's not going to talk, Clarke stated. He will if we open the door, Kane said, suggesting Abby turn off the microphone. We're not doing that, Abby said. We need to know what he knows. We need to know his vulnerabilities. We need to know his troop numbers. Clarke warned him, she's right, it won't work. Kane mentioned, Clarke, this could save your friends. I'm the Chancellor, Abby explained. Then act like one, exclaimed Kane. I told you I would support you as long as I believed you were doing the right thing. I am, and if you disagree, call a vote and replace me, Abby responded. I don't care about the title. I just want to save our people, Kane explained. I do, too, Abby answered. Enough, you too, Naruto said, causing them to stop. He's military trained. They won't give up anything, even if tortured. I know people like him. If you want to torture him for information, you might as well kill him because it won't do you any good. After imprisoning the man now known as Emerson, they waited for Bellamy to contact them again, but nothing came of it. Naruto was in Raven's lab, poring over blueprints in the hopes of determining which section was in charge of the acid fog. Naruto may super speed into Mount Weather to assist Bellamy once that was removed. Naruto sipped his drink before turning to face Raven, who was working on something. Raven, are you okay? Naruto inquired, looking at him. Not really, she grumbled. He approached her and patted her shoulder as she reached up and took his hand. I'm sorry, Raven. I should have done something, Naruto apologized as Raven gazed up with a painful expression. It's not your fault. After all, you saved me back in the village. I owe you a lot. When Clarke and Octavia entered, Naruto answered, it's no problem. Any word from Bellamy? Clarke inquired, but received a headshake in response. Nothing as of yet. Lincoln is still missing, but he should be back by now, Octavia said. They'll be fine, Clarke assured her. They better be, because your entire plan depends on Bellamy not being discovered, Raven said. Clarke said as they heard the PA go off, he'll be fine. Counselor Kane and Clarke Griffin, please report to the south airlock immediately. Now what? Naruto wondered, following Clarke to the airlock. Did he talk yet? Kane inquired. No, but his blood did. Jackson discovered genetic marker anomalies that can only be found in ARC children, Abby replied. Clarke stated, it started. It didn't come from the blood transfusion? Kane inquired. No, I took the sample prior to that, Abby explained. Clarke stated, they're bleeding my friends. Kane informed her, we don't know that. Yes, we do. We were genetically engineered, but they weren't, Clarke remarked as she approached the airlock switch and was halted by Kane. Kane inquired, what are you doing? Killing him, Clarke continued, but Kane cut her off. Get out of my way, Kane. Kane encouraged her to calm down. Clarke, you're not in charge here. We do things my way, Abby said, and Clarke just went, followed by Naruto. Don't worry, we'll get your friends out of there, Naruto assured them. How, Naruto? Clarke inquired. As soon as Bellamy calls him, I'm telling him to prioritize taking down that fog, and once that's down, I'm going in there with him, Naruto remarked as they entered Raven's lab. Raven inquired, what do you mean you're going in there? If Bellamy can clear the acid fog, I'll go in there and get your friends out, Naruto said. Octavia inquired, can you do that? If that fog lifts, I can speed in through a door and ensure your friend's safety. What happens after that is up to them, Naruto stated as his watch beeped. Bellamy, is that you? It's me. I'm safe, but something's changed. Jasper, Monty, everyone is locked in the dorm. But are they all alive? Clarke inquired. I believe so, for the time being. Maya says they're already using their blood. Things are going to get ugly in here real quick, and there are kids in here. We need a plan that doesn't kill everyone. When Naruto had a fresh idea, he considered what he should do. Bellamy, I think I have an idea. It'll just take some time on my part, but if it works, we might be done with this sooner than we planned. Sounds good, but guys, I'm going to need you to buy me some time because it won't be long before they realize I don't belong here, and if that happens, that can't happen, Clarke replied. I'll do my best to come up with something. Come up with something quick. Stay safe, Bellamy, and we'll contact you later, Naruto said. Right, Bellamy said before hanging up. Naruto was able to program Raven's radio to the same frequency that Bellamy was using, eliminating the need for Naruto to communicate with him. Raven would be able to communicate with him if something came up. What's the game plan? Octavia inquired. When Naruto saw the broken air scrubbers Raven destroyed to repair the ones used to keep Emerson in his airlock, he shrugged. That sparked an idea in him. I think I got one. Give me an hour, Naruto remarked as he walked to his station. Clarke, Octavia, and Naruto arrived at the airlock an hour later to liberate Emerson. As they came up to the airlock, Indra and a group of grounders joined them. The soldiers tried to stop them, but Naruto pulled them aside, allowing Clarke to speak directly to Emerson. Get dressed. You're coming with me. Emerson was taken out of the station and into the courtyard by Clarke and her group. Everyone, including Kane and Abby, observed their arrival. They were swiftly apprehended by them and the guards. Clarke, stop, Abby said. No, I'm releasing the prisoner, Clarke stated. Certainly not, Abby said. Kane reminded Clarke, he hasn't told us anything yet. He doesn't have to. He'll tell them something, Clarke explained. Get the prisoner back to the airlock right now, Abby shouted as her soldiers advanced, but Naruto and the grounders stepped forward for a brief standoff. Clarke told her mother, you may be the Chancellor, but I'm in charge. Indra, tell your people to stand down before this escalates, Abby advised. Indra responded, no, Abby pleaded, Naruto, get Emerson back to his cell. I'm sorry, Abby, but I'm with Clarke on this one, Naruto said. People might get hurt, Abby warned Clarke. Clarke informed her, not if you get out of my way. You must trust that I know what is best for us. When Kane spoke to Abby, she didn't move. The grounders trust Clarke, perhaps we should as well, Kane suggested. Abby eventually gave in and commanded her soldiers to stand down, allowing Clarke and her squad to go. Open the gate, now, Clarke commanded the guards. Emerson was then put in front of Clarke by the grounders. Can you hear me okay? I need to make sure you get this. Emerson said, loud and clear. I have a message for your leader. We're coming for him. You're watching us, but you haven't seen a thing. The grounder army is bigger than you think. And even if you could find it, your acid fog couldn't hurt them. And now, thanks to you. Clarke held up a device that made a high-pitched sound, similar to the one Emerson had on him. Neither can the Reapers, so you have one final chance. Let our people go, and we'll let you live. It's just that simple. Emerson answered, I got it. Clarke then reached for the nozzle of his oxygen tank. It's an 8-hour walk back to Mount Weather. Clarke opened the valve and let some oxygen out. You're gonna do it in 6. 6 hours is insufficient. How am I supposed to deliver your message? Emerson inquired. That's your problem. Now go, Clarke said, and Emerson bolted as quickly as he could. Do you want to explain how this helps my brother, Clarke? Octavia inquired. I just told them we have a secret army to worry about, and the more they look at us, the less they look at him, Clarke explained. Plus, Naruto left a little going away present in Emerson's oxygen tank. I put a special dart in his oxygen tank. Not only will it track him, but it's also a Trojan horse variant virus. When it gets close to any kind of computer or piece of machinery with a circuit board, it instantly begins hacking into any nearby system. With enough time, I'll be able to cripple their system from here. Like I said before, I always have a backup to my backups. Naruto explained, and hearing that helped calm any fears. Naruto was very wise and cautious. XXXXX line break. Naruto kept an eye on the tracker after releasing Emerson and noticed he was traveling to Mount Weather. He was at Raven's lab, and she was doing some work for Clarke while waiting for Bellamy to call her again. He mentioned he and Maya were going to try to collect some extra blueprints the last time they chatted. Naruto kept an eye on the tracker as it approached Mount Weather. That's when his virus infiltrated its system. Perfect. Naruto sat down at a computer terminal and began working. The virus was mapping out small sections of their system at a time, but he'd have to wait an hour before he could access the majority of it. Raven inquired as she saw him at work, how long until you can access their systems? About an hour. I know it's long, but any faster and their system would be able to detect my virus, he replied, noticing some of the files pile up as Clarke entered with a grounder guard. Clarke inquired, has he checked in yet? When Raven spotted her guard, she said, no, are you concerned that someone will shoot at you inside the Ark? Clarke then turned to face her bodyguard. Wait outside, Ryder, Clarke said as he walked away. Lex's orders. Raven murmured as she looked over the designs. Whatever, Clarke. He's late, what if something happened to him? Clarke speculated. As Clarke examined Raven's work, Raven assured her, he'll be fine. You've been busy. Why are you concentrating on the dam? I told you acid fog was our priority, Clarke explained. There's only so much I can do until Bellamy gets his hands on their dispersal system, Raven informed her. Fine. Tell me about the dam. Can we cut off their power? Clarke inquired. Probably. Naruto and I are still experimenting with a few things, Raven said as Clarke picked up the anti-reaper device. How many of these have you made? Raven stated, about 10 so far. Only 10? Clarke exclaimed. There will be reapers everywhere. High-frequency tone generators don't grow on trees, Clarke. Wick is scrounging for parts, and you're lucky Naruto and I were able to make 10, Raven explained, but Clarke was frightened and stressed. Raven, I'm about to leave for Tun DC, where Lexa and the heads of all 12 Grounder clans are waiting for me to tell them we're ready, except we're not ready because there's still acid fog and we only have 10 tone generators. Don't worry, Clarke. My virus is already mapping their system as we speak. In an hour, I'll have enough to remotely disable some of their systems, so I can go help Bellamy. Inside, I can disable the acid fog and help your friends. Don't worry, we'll be ready, Naruto reassured her when Raven's radio went off. Workstation, is anyone there? Hello? Is anybody there? Bellamy asked as Raven turned on the radio. Bellamy, you're late. 3 hours means 3 hours, Clarke said. Are you finished? I got a little stuck. Clarke inquired, have you found the source of the acid fog? No, that will have to wait. Nothing is more important than that, Clarke replied. Our friends are taking them out of the dorm one at a time, every few hours. Taking them where? Raven inquired. I'm not sure. We tried to follow them, but they went to a classified level on the blueprints, so we couldn't get in. Maya borrowed vent system schematics from her boss, and we're still looking for a way in. Anything? I think I found a path, but it's going to be tight, Maya said. Bellamy, you need to find them. If my hunch is correct, they've most likely begun the bone marrow transplant, Naruto said, making everyone concerned. Look, make your way down there, but I need you to do something. What? I need you to create a distraction there because I managed to get a virus into their system, which will allow me to gain some control over what Mount Weather can do, Naruto explained. How did you manage that? Maya inquired. It's a long story, but it should allow me to deactivate the acid fog long enough for me to come help you. The problem is, my virus requires at least an hour to infect enough of their system before that can happen, so you'll have to buy me some time. How in the hell do I do that? Bellamy wondered. Naruto stared at Clarke and Raven, who both shrugged. I'm not sure. Naruto replied. Pull a fire alarm, cause an accident, anything that will slow them down for at least an hour. Alright, I'll see what I can do, and I'll see where they take the others. Okay, Bellamy, stay on the line, Clarke said. I'll be right back. I thought you were going to Tun DC? Raven inquired as Clarke walked away. I guess she's no longer, Naruto remarked. He and Raven were communicating with Bellamy over the radio while he discovered a vent channel that would lead to the secret room where their buddies were being held. He became disoriented in the vents but ultimately found his way out when Clarke returned. The sound of an electric drill and some nonsensical speech was heard by her, Raven, and Naruto. Bellamy passed through a vent and noticed a doctor drilling into one of the 100. Is that a drill? Raven inquired. Bone marrow extraction. I despise being right, Naruto explained as everyone listened. Are you ready for the last treatment you'll ever need, Lieutenant? You have no idea how long I've waited to breathe fresh air. Clarke recognized his voice and said, Emerson. Let's get back to this secret army she claims to have. Did she tell you anything that might help us find it? A fresh voice spoke forward. Who the hell is that? Inquired Naruto. I'm not sure, but it sounds like he's in charge, Bellamy said. Stop drilling, please. The window for extraction after death is incredibly short. I only need a minute. No, sir, nothing about the army. She did say she was coming for you. And that if we let her people go, she'll let our people live. Well, it's a little late for that. There's something else, sir. The man who kidnapped me and killed my partner. He had some kind of weapon, it managed to find us in the brush and blast us with some kind of energy beam, and I swear I saw him catch a bullet. Raven told Naruto, they're talking about you. Interesting, but it doesn't matter. We'll take care of him and this so-called secret army. Whitman just radioed in. Apparently, there's a war council meeting tonight in one of their villages. The leaders are going to be there. Sir, I feel good. Let me take a team out, support Whitman. No, he has less chance of being spotted if he's alone. Naruto inquired. Did he say missile? Tell me you guys heard all of that? Bellamy inquired. We did it, and we need to warn the others, Raven added. Clarke inquired. Did Kane take a radio? No, we haven't made any new radios yet. The only ones that work are the ones Naruto set up to communicate with Bellamy, Raven explained. I can go there right now and find the spotter. If he's there, he'll most likely be using a radio or missile guidance system, which I can track, Naruto explained. Wait, Naruto, Octavia was in Tun DC when I left. Is she still there? Bellamy inquired. I'll get her out before anything bad happens, Bellamy. You have my word on it, and I'll contact you as soon as I get her, Naruto promised. Don't worry, she'll be safe. Naruto, please make sure she's safe. You have my word on it. Dot and I always keep it. Just stay out of sight until I contact you again, Naruto said as he collected his belongings and walked away. Clarke informed him, I'm coming with you. Raven, please keep us updated, Naruto said, and she nodded. He then grabbed Clarke and dashed to Tun DC. They appeared in the midst of Tun DC in a whoosh of air, causing the grounders to draw their weapons, but sheathed them when they saw it was Naruto and Clarke. Octavia said, Naruto, Clarke, you made it. Is Bellamy alright? Not right now, Octavia. Naruto, go find him, Clarke said. Naruto donned his goggles and began searching the area for anyone wearing military camouflage gear or any form of radio or transponder signal. He searched the surrounding trees in the boundary until he discovered his objective to the west. Naruto suddenly vanished in the twinkling of an eye, saying, Got you. Whitman was in the brush, peering down at the camp, when he noticed their specific target was vanished. Whitman radioed in, Command, secondary target has vanished. Please advise. Stay put and await orders. The president is on his way, his radio said. Roger that, Whitman responded, looking through his camera and keeping an eye on the camp when something obscured his view. Whitman raised his eyes to see Naruto standing there, hands in his pockets. Hey there, anything good on the radio? Smiled Naruto before kicking the camera away and then kicking Whitman in the face, knocking him to the ground. Whitman stood up, took out his revolver, and fired the entire clip at Naruto, but nothing occurred. When Whitman's pistol ran out of ammunition, Naruto raised his left hand and opened his fist, revealing 12 bullets he had dropped to the ground. I think you missed. Whitman drew a knife and approached, but Naruto threw a speed punch to the face and knocked him out instantly. He lowered his head and slid the pistol into his pocket before collecting Whitman's camera and sniper rifle. Not too bad. Naruto threw Whitman over his shoulder and ran back to the camp, where he met up with Clarke as Octavia and Indra returned with Lexa. Found him, Naruto announced, and Clarke exhaled a sigh of relief. Lexa inquired, Clarke, Naruto, what's going on? The mountain men attempted a preemptive missile strike on all of you, and this man. Naruto threw Whitman to the ground. Dot was their scout. We overheard Mount Weather attempting to wipe you out with a missile strike, and we came to stop him, Clarke continued, as Lexa smiled. My people owe you for your bravery, thank you, Lexa said as Naruto kicked Whitman across the face, knocking him unconscious again. He then knelt and removed Whitman's radio, as well as everything else he had on him except his clothes. Thought you might want to question him yourself, Naruto remarked as Lexa nodded to Indra. As her men carried Whitman away, Indra shouted, Take the mountain man away. Kane. Naruto yelled as he gave him the sniper rifle. Keep it. It'd be a shame to waste a good weapon, and Clarke. Naruto gave her Whitman's pistol and extra ammunition. The radio was immediately turned off. Whitman, your camera is down. Are the targets still at the location? They overheard, so Naruto snatched it up. Whitman, please report on the status of the targets. Then Naruto decided to have some fun. I'm sorry, the number you have reached has been disconnected. Please take your radio and shove it somewhere where the sun doesn't shine before releasing the prisoners in Mount Weather, Naruto replied, garnering Octavia's chuckle, while Clarke simply shook her head in amazement. Who is this, and where has Whitman gone? Whitman is currently unavailable. I'd like to put him on, but he's a little tied up, Naruto said, drawing groans from Clarke and Octavia. What? He didn't get an answer right away since he heard a different voice. Is he dead? Naruto and Clarke recognized the man Emerson was addressing. Not yet, but he most likely will be. Is this the Mount Weather leader I'm talking about? Who's the one asking? Your special target. I was hoping to speak to the man who's willing to murder 47 innocent children. I've fought my fair share of evil people, but right now, you certainly take first place, and I'm making you this one promise right now. The offer is still on the table. Let the 47 and the other prisoners go. If you do, no one in that mountain will be harmed, and we'll work something out. If you don't, well, let's just say that those who truly despise you will not be as forgiving as I am. And I'd be inclined to believe that offer if I felt threatened by you, the man said, but I'm not. Their sacrifice will return my people to the ground, where they belong, and if more people must die, so be it. There's one thing I can't stand in this world, and that's monsters like you. When we meet in person, you'll see you should have been worried about me the whole time, I guarantee it. Naruto cut the transmission and handed the radio to Clarke before tapping a button on his watch. Gideon, how much longer until the virus infects a large enough portion of their system? Approximately 38 minutes. Please keep me updated, and expand the scanner to detect any type of incoming ballistic missile. Can you hack into the missile's targeting system? Naruto inquired. Of course, if a missile is launched, I'll be able to remotely hack into it and change its course. Naruto commented, excellent. Don't worry, the missile is no longer a threat. You've helped my people yet again, Naruto, and I thank you, Lexa said. You're welcome. Have your army ready to move as soon as possible. I'm heading into that mountain in half an hour. Stay close to Clarke and I'll let you know when you can move, Naruto said before leaving to tell the others. You came through for us yet again, Naruto, Clarke replied to him. That's becoming a running theme here. I'm happy to help. To be honest, all of you would be screwed without me here, but I've never been one to run away from a fight or friends in need, even if we're not from the same planet. Well, I guess we got lucky, Octavia said. He then noticed Lexa discussing what Naruto had told her with other of her commanders before she returned his gaze to Clarke. Seems like Lexa is opening up to you guys more than I thought, or maybe just Clarke, Naruto offered, and Clarke smacked him in the shoulder. You could do a lot worse than her, she seems to like you. When Naruto's watch beeped, Clarke thought, how about we leave my love life until after this is over? Naruto, I've detected the launch of a RIM 161 standard surface-to-air missile. Before gazing at Octavia and Clarke, Naruto instructed, hack into its GPS and have it track my watch. I'll be right back. As the missile adjusted course to follow Naruto's watch signal, Naruto fled out of Tun DC and to the east. With the missile coming in on him, he had cleared safe space from Tun DC and was sprinting. Naruto slowed down slightly, and when the missile approached, he rapidly spun around, and the missile dived to the ground. Naruto sped past it, causing the missile to crash into the earth in a massive explosion of fire and smoke. Everyone in Tun DC heard the missile impact in the distance and saw the little burst of fire on the horizon, and the explosion could be heard for miles. Naruto, Octavia and Clarke were concerned about his well-being. Yup. They heard from behind them, turning to see Naruto standing there. You called? Octavia and Clarke hugged Naruto, relieved that he was okay. He returned the hug with a smile. Don't worry, I'm fine. So, you're fast enough to outrun a missile? Clarke inquired. I'm fast enough to do a lot of things, Naruto informed them, but I've gone faster than that. Naruto then tapped his watch to activate Bellamy's communication channel. Bellamy, this is Naruto. I'm at Tun DC and have diverted the missile. Don't worry, Octavia is safe. Thank God. I owe you one, Naruto. Is Bellamy okay? Octavia inquired. Bellamy, is everything okay on your end? Naruto inquired. So far, so good. I made a friend. Apparently, there's been a coup, and President Dante is a prisoner. His son Cage is in charge, and we heard him speaking to Emerson. He's isolated all of level 5, where the others are, and he's changed all the access codes to the exits. We can't get them out, but I might be able to buy them some time. Alright, give me another 30 minutes and I'll be able to come help you. Keep them busy, and I'll keep everyone safe out here, Naruto said. As he hung up, Bellamy remarked, Roger that. Naruto inquired, Raven, did you hear that? I did, and I'll stay on the radio to assist Bellamy if he needs it, Raven said. Okay, we're all set here, Naruto said. As for Naruto, I'm glad you didn't get blown up. Me too, Raven, Naruto responded as he hung up the phone. Alright, let's talk to Lexa and work out a battle plan before I leave. Naruto, Clarke, and Octavia convened in the command tent with Lexa and the other grounder leaders to devise a strategy. They had all of the maps of Mount Weather and the surrounding area on the table to help them organize their strategy. Okay, so does everyone understand? Naruto asked. Walk us through the plan again, Lexa said. Once my virus is finished uploading, it'll give me remote access to temporarily shut down their acid fog and let him inside that mountain, and once inside, I'll be able to help Bellamy, Naruto explained. Once inside, Naruto will destroy their acid fog, allowing us to move closer to the mountain. I'll contact Raven, and she'll send up a flare once it's completed. With that done, we move into position at the main door. Naruto will take down their defense, but we must be ready to move once he opens it, Clarke added. Lexa inquired, what about the dam? Should we not destroy it? We don't need to. My virus can distort their electrical system if necessary once I get inside, but I think we'll be fine, Naruto told them. Don't be concerned, you'll get your people back. Naruto beeped after watching. Naruto, the virus has finished uploading. I have placed their chemical dispersion system on maintenance mode for the next 2 minutes, and their emergency hatch on the mountain slope has been unlocked. This is your entrance into the bunker. Well, this is it. Wish me luck, Naruto said as he walked out of the tent, tightening his pack. Clarke, Octavia, Lexa, Kane, and the others followed him out. Clarke faltered a little before hugging him. Be careful. As they parted, Naruto responded, I will, Clarke. He inserted one earpiece before handing her the other. Don't worry, I'll have you in my ear the entire time. Octavia followed suit and hugged him. Would you mind looking after my brother? Of course, he said before turning to face Lexa. Get your people ready. As Naruto waved goodbye, Lexa remarked, Go with courage, Naruto. He turned to face the mountain, his eyes flashing with lightning before bursting into the air like a bullet. Please let this work, Clarke thought to herself as she watched the lightning bolt vanish over the horizon. Naruto dashed to Mount Weather and discovered an emergency hatch on a nearby slope. He dashed through the door and ended up inside the bunker. He then walked down the steps, sticking to the wall when he came to a stop at a corner. He poked his head out and noticed a camera. It's me, Clarke. I made it in, Naruto said. All right, now find Bellamy and the others and clear the acid fog. I'm on it, Naruto said as he dialed Bellamy's number. Bellamy, can you hear me? I can hear you. Okay, I'm in. I'm at the top level. Where are you? Naruto inquired. I'm in the ventilation system. I'm working on a plan to buy us some time. Head down to level 5 and find Monty or Jasper. Use my name. That'll get them to trust you. Right, I'm on my way, Naruto replied as he pulled up the blueprints and plotted his path to level 5. Gideon, can you put the cameras on continuous loop? I can, but only for about 4 minutes before their system realizes there is something wrong. Hopefully, that'll be all I need. Naruto sped through the corridors and down the stairs to level 5. Naruto peered around a corner and noticed the light on the camera had gone out, so he began walking along the halls when he heard voices. As soon as we're in the lab, I want him prepped. We start immediately. Copy that. Transporting asset, elevator C. He heard them and saw a lot of guards and a doctor pull a youngster, so Naruto removed a dart from his gauntlet and placed it in his hand as he stepped into view. Hey, there. Any chance you could show me the commissary? I'm starving, Naruto joked. The guard asked him, what are you doing here? This level is restricted. Oh, that's a simple question. I'm here for him, Naruto responded, indicating Jasper, and the other 47 you have locked up. Take him away and lock him up. President Cage will deal with him, Dr. Singh said to a security as he approached Naruto. The guard grabbed Naruto's arm and shoulder and said, you're coming with me. Can't we get something to eat first? I get hungry after fighting, and when I'm done with you, I'll be famished. Naruto hit the guard in the face, kicked out his leg, and smashed him face first into the wall as another guard drew a revolver. Shut your eyes. Naruto threw the dart on the ground, and it exploded with a dazzling flash of light and a loud bang, knocking the guards and the doctor unconscious. Naruto drew closer and vaulted from the wall, as Superman punched one guard into the other two, knocking them to the ground. He took one of their batons and smacked 2 guards in the face before kicking the other unconscious. Naruto punched the doctor in the skull as she fell to the ground, and as he heard more guards approaching, he hugged the opposite wall. They turned the corner, rifles drawn, and Naruto snatched the nearest guard's gun and pulled the trigger, spraying the 4 guards with bullets. He kicked the guard's leg out, tossed him over his shoulder, and knocked him out with a baton whack. The last guard approached him with a baton, but he blocked his attack, broke his wrist, struck him in the face, kicked his leg out, and then kneed him in the face, knocking him out cold. Naruto dropped the baton after ensuring that all of the guards were taken care of. A few other children joined them, one of whom took a guard's revolver and pointed it at him. "Whoa, take it easy with the gun. I'm here to help you. Bellamy sent me. Where's Jasper?" Naruto inquired. "I'm here," Jasper announced. Naruto recognized the child he had spared from the guards. "Bellamy sent you? You're from Mount Weather?" "No, but I've been assisting him, as has Clarke, and they've been devising a plan to get you all out," Naruto revealed. "Quickly get their guns and weapons." Monty and the others grabbed their weapons as they exited the dorm. When they heard an alarm, Naruto stated, "Level 5 is isolated, and I put the cameras on a loop, but that'll only last another minute." Bellamy said something about buying us some time. The PA system said, "Containment breach, radiation detected." "And I think that's it," Naruto said. As their skin began to bubble, the guards Naruto knocked unconscious began to writhe in anguish. Dr. Singh crawled into the elevator and attempted to exit, but Jasper blocked the doors from shutting. "No, you can't," Singh replied. "I hope you know how special you are to us," Jasper said as Harper, Miller, and Monty watched Singh scream in agony and die from radiation poisoning. "It's not a lovely way to go out." Naruto gently tapped his earpiece. "Bellamy, can you hear me?" "I hear you. How's that for some time?" "Not a bad plan. Did Raven help you with that?" Naruto inquired. "And then there's the former president. I guess he really wants to hurt his son. All right, I've got Jasper and the others. The radiation will keep the guards out for now, but I'll bunker them somewhere safe," Naruto explained. "Roger, that. I know a place where we can bunker," Jasper said, taking them to a sort of living room area. The kids jumped right into fortifying the doors and obtaining weapons. Jasper armed the others with a fire axe. Monty turned off all of the electronic doors and stairwell entries, while Fox turned off all of the room's internal cameras. "We took the level, and now we have to hold it. They're coming, and we have to be ready. Harper, go to the kitchen and fill some pots with water, the biggest you can find, okay?" Jasper instructed as Fox destroyed the last of the internal cameras. "Nice work, Fox. Now get those hallway cameras." "No, we'll need those. We'll need eyes outside," Monty said, holding up a scavenged tablet he snatched from the wall. "You think you can do that?" Jasper inquired. "Have you met me?" Monty inquired. Jasper inquired, "Where are we on the doors?" "I shorted the other stairwell locks, but this one's tricky. I can't seem to." Monty was cut off as Jasper broke the lock off. "That works, too." Jasper and Monty finished their handshake just as the others did. "How much longer can we hold them off?" Jasper wondered. "As long as we have," Monty answered, looking around for their mysterious savior. "Where's the other guy?" Jasper looked around and couldn't find him. "I'm not sure," Jasper said as they all sat down and waited. Monty was watching the cameras on his tablet when he noticed the guards blowing the elevator door off its hinges and walking down the corridor in radiation suits. "We're not prepared for this," Fox admitted to Jasper. "Yes, we are. Just stick to the plan and we'll be fine, I promise," Jasper reassured her. Monty showed him a gun and said, "No guns, you were right." When they observed a guard being flung down the hall, Jasper replied, "It's because they can't kill us. Not like this anyway. What the hell?" More guards were flung down the hall as Naruto appeared and fought all the guards by himself. He skillfully utilized their batons to take them down one at a time, demonstrating extraordinary proficiency in hand-to-hand combat as he fought 10 guards on his own with no assistance. They witnessed him punching, kicking, and flipping off a wall as he defeated the guards as if he had been fighting for years. "Whoa," Miller grumbled as the majority of the students came to watch their unknown hero knock the living crap out of the guards. Some of the guards returned to the elevator and fled, while Naruto killed the remaining of them. They then noticed him placing something at the elevator door before returning to the bunker. As Jasper approached, he tapped the door with his knuckles. "Are you guys all right?" Naruto inquired. "Yeah, we're fine. Nice job taking those guys out," Jasper said. "Thank you. Cage most likely saw this, so now their attention is on me. I placed a sensor and an explosive charge near the elevator door if they try again. Keep everyone safe. Bellamy and I will be back," Naruto remarked as he walked away. "Bellamy, can you hear me?" "Yeah. Meet me on level 2 by the southeast stairwell. I saw on the blueprints that there's a service entrance nearby." It's most likely to the electrical, water, and gas stations in the bunker. If the chemical dispersion system for the acid fog is anywhere, it'll be there, Naruto said. Alright, I'm on my way, Bellamy replied as Naruto hurried through the bunker to the service gate and waited for Bellamy, who came shortly after. They were able to enter the service entrance thanks to Bellamy's keycard. After descending a long corridor and a flight of steps, they arrived at a vast maintenance section where their engineers worked on things like power, water, and heat. They didn't see anybody else, so they strolled around until Bellamy noticed the restricted access doors that would bring them to the acid fog. He swiped his keycard, but the keypad blinked red and the door did not unlock, so they tried another door. Raven yelled out, "Naruto, Bellamy, come in. We're here, Raven, and the others are safe for the time being," Naruto said. "Good," Raven said, "I'm glad you haven't gotten yourself killed yet." Naruto reassured her, "Days are still young. Did you find the source of the acid fog yet?" "We're almost there," Bellamy stated as he swiped his keycard at the other door, which also flashed red. "Something's wrong." "What?" Bellamy informed her, "My keycard isn't working." Naruto stated as he ignited his gauntlet, "I got this." He yanked the keypad cover off, triggered his data spike, and plugged it into the circuits, allowing Gideon to hack into the system. After a little moment, the light went green and the door unlocked. "Score 1 for the superhero from another planet," Bellamy grumbled as they heard 2 gun clicks and saw 2 guards emerge from the other door. "Freeze, don't move," they yelled, but Naruto quickly dispatched 2 tranquilizer darts, knocking the guards to the ground before they could fire a shot. 3. Naruto said as he replaced the keypad cover and led the way inside the acid fog room. Naruto examined his gauntlet, and the heat sensor detected no other persons in the vicinity. When they came in, they observed a slew of tanks and containers with warning labels regarding the risk and toxicity of the contents. They then noticed a massive, long tanker in the center of the chamber, complete with connecting tubes and valves. As they strolled through the room, Naruto stated, "I think we found it. Raven, we're all in." "Alright. Tell me what you see." "The mixing vat where they make the fog and the chemicals they use." "A lot of it," Naruto explained, leading her along the mixing tube to a console on the far side. "I think I see a console." "That's it. If that console controls the fog, we can use it to render it harmless." Naruto turned on the console display to check what was needed to maintain and use the acid fog. "There's a lot going on here, I'm going to find a way to shut it down." "Can't we just blow it up?" questioned Bellamy. "No, we need to neutralize the acid first. If you blow it up right now, the acid fog will just filter through the bunker and you'd probably melt your face off. You know I like a good explosion, but we have to do this smart." "Fortunately, you have a super genius right next to you," Naruto said, looking through the options on the console. "Well, I wouldn't be sure about that. On my planet, I'm both literally and metaphorically a super genius. Has my help to you guys gone unnoticed?" Naruto thought. "You two can flirt later. Can we focus on this thing?" Bellamy asked as Naruto reached the maintenance and cleaning department. Maintenance and cleaning. Naruto opened that section to find something to shut it down. Corrosion. In tanks that old, the protective oxide film would have to be restored, and they would need to be cleaned, Raven advised. With something to neutralize the acid. Hang on. Naruto entered the subfolder and found a passivation option. When he opened it, the pH scale appeared. Aqueous sodium hydroxide bath. "That'll be the base to neutralize the acid," Raven remarked, and Naruto began the procedure. The base formula was being pumped into the chemical vat via tubes and pumps. "You shouldn't be able to hear the pumps." Bellamy responded, "We hear them. The pH scale is moving, it is functioning." "Passivation successful," Naruto declared, seeing the level reach 7. "Yes," Raven exclaimed as Bellamy smiled and patted Naruto on the back. "Alright, Raven. Send the flare," Naruto instructed. "I'm on it," she replied. Naruto remarked to Bellamy, "Now we blow this thing up." Bellamy threw an explosive dart into the vat while Naruto did the same. Bellamy was about to depart when he noticed a pH scale on the vat and noticed that the needle had not moved from 0. "Naruto!" Bellamy yelled, and Naruto came over to inspect the pH scale. When he returned to the console, he noticed that the pH scale read 7, but the other one did not. When the alarm went off, Naruto stated, "It's a trap. They're controlling the monitor." "Naruto, we have to go," Bellamy said, only for Naruto to rip off the console's cover and jack into the system with his data spike. When they heard guards trying to break through the door, Naruto yelled, "Gideon, activate the passivation process right now." "Naruto, come on," exclaimed Bellamy. "We need to neutralize the acid before we blow it up," Naruto exclaimed as the guards burst down the door. Naruto unleashed a repulsor blast from his other gauntlet while firing his gun, sending the guards back into the hallway to take cover. Naruto heard the pumps restart and noticed the pH scale on the vat rise. "Naruto, let's go," Bellamy said, reloading his weapon as the guards returned fire. "Almost done," Naruto said as he fired another blast, forcing the guards to take cover. "The passivation process is finished, Naruto. We're good," Naruto exclaimed as he grabbed Bellamy and sped through the guards, knocking them all down. When they returned to level 5, Naruto clicked a button on his gauntlet, and a massive explosion shook the bunker, indicating that the acid fog had been eliminated. "Okay, I'll admit that was a little close even for me." "Thank God for superpowers," Bellamy murmured. Naruto looked up and noticed a camera staring at them. Naruto flipped it off before Bellamy shot it to shreds. Naruto and Bellamy returned to the bunkered area to find the others, and Bellamy came up to the door and tapped on. "Jasper, it's me," Bellamy announced, and they heard some movement before the doors opened slightly so Naruto and Bellamy could squeeze in. "Everyone okay?" "Yeah." The guards tried to get down one more time, but a bomb near the elevator stopped them, Jasper explained. All right. We removed the acid fog. Clarke made a treaty with the grounders, and an army is on its way," Bellamy said. "I guess Finn finally got his peace talks," Jasper added after Bellamy paused for a moment. "Something like that, but we're getting you guys out of here now," Naruto said, motioning for everyone to get ready to go. "We're exiting through the main entrance. Cage is done once that door opens." "How about the other people on the mountain?" Jasper was perplexed. "Clarke is aware that our purpose is to save you and the grounders. They will not allow anything to happen to the civilians," Naruto told him. "Bellamy, go to the harvest room and begin freeing the grounders. That should keep them occupied." "I'm working on it, Bellamy," Jasper said, tossing him a backup rifle and ammo. "All right, let's get ready to move," Bellamy said as he walked away. "We're getting out of here," Jasper said, and the others cheered. Naruto was the first to leave, followed by Jasper and the others, all armed with weapons as Naruto opened up holographic schematics to find a path that would lead them to the blast-proof steel doors entrance on level 3. "Gideon, lock all stairwell doors on stairwell A except for level 3. All of the stairwell doors are locked. Okay, let's move on to level 3. We're exiting through the main door. Clarke and the army should be waiting for us," Naruto told them as Jasper and the others followed him up the stairs. "I hear what you're saying. You did a great job removing the acid fog. We're repositioning ourselves outside the blast door. Well, tell Lexa to prepare her army. We're on our way," Naruto stated as they proceeded up the stairs as the PA system went off. They heard Cage say, "My fellow citizens, this is your president speaking." "That isn't good. Let's go," Naruto said as they rushed up the stairs. "I have something new to tell you that will change our lives forever. Mount Weather has been our home for 97 years. It has kept us alive, but it has also imprisoned us. Most of us have come to terms with what we've had to do in order to survive. We've done things for a certain cause, so that our people can one day return to the earth. Today is that day." "Are you hearing this, Bellamy?" Naruto inquired. "I am. He's going public," Bellamy explained. "Make your way back to me right now," Naruto said. "Before my friend, Lorelei Singh, was murdered by the outsiders who are still on the loose in this mountain, she discovered a cure. It was present in their bone marrow. Since the explosions, this has been our people's dream. But I need your assistance to get there immediately. The 44 criminals who irradiated level 5, killing 15 of our people, are now preventing us from fulfilling our destiny. Although we have repaired our home, we will never be able to replace the lives that were so brutally taken from us. Despite this, there are individuals among us who would assist those who committed this atrocity. They also helped the crooks sneak a murderer inside our bunker. So I'm chatting to you right now. Stop those 44 killers who are now on their way to level 3 if you truly want to put an end to blood treatments once and for all. They hold the key. Please, do what is right for your people, our people, so that every one of us might take our proper place on the ground. We're about there." Naruto came to a halt at the level 3 entrance and peered out to see no one in the hallway. "Let's move," Naruto said as the others quickly followed him down the hall until they were at the blast doors. "Are you still confident that your plan will work?" Monty inquired. Definitely, Naruto said as he turned the corner, seized a guard's baton and broke his arm, hit him across the face and in the stomach, then slammed him face first into the wall and knocked him unconscious. They continued past the quarantine area and were nearing the large opening by the blast doors when they heard a loud audible click of guns. The lights turned on and Naruto saw they were cut off by President Cage and about a dozen guards in front of them. As everyone raised their hands, Jasper exclaimed, "So much for your plan. I must thank you. You brought all 44 of them right here. We managed to break your little secret radio frequency." Cage remarked as Naruto heard movement behind him and watched Emerson lead another squad of guards with Bellamy at gunpoint. "And you've been on camera the entire time. I guess even the best laid plans aren't perfect," Naruto remarked. "No, they're not. But admirable effort," Cage said, but then noticed Naruto was laughing. "Did I say something funny?" "Oh, no, you see, I wasn't referring to my plan. But yours." Naruto lowered his hands to his sides and relaxed with a smirk on his lips. "I know you hacked into my radio frequency because I let you. The cameras are the same way. All part of my plan to gather all of your guards in one location." "Not a very good plan," Cage observed. "Perhaps, but the rest of it is." Clarke wasn't alone when he let Emerson go. A small covert virus payload was hidden in his oxygen tank. It's been carefully mapping every single system here since it arrived at Mount Weather, but it had to take some time to avoid being detected by your firewalls. That's why Bellamy and I detonated your acid fog contraption and I was able to save Jasper and the others. And your small speech also helped. All to buy me some time, and by now, it's completed breaking into your entire system." Naruto smiled. "You're bluffing," Cage said, only for Naruto to tap his watch and activate the PA system. "Citizens of Mount Weather, this is Naruto Namikaze speaking," he said into his watch, which beamed throughout the mountain. "You don't know who I am, and I wouldn't expect any of you to. I joined forces with the Ark's crew and the locals to achieve a single aim: to put an end to President Cage's brutal attacks and abuse of the 44 and grounders. Most of you are probably unaware of what he does, but if you are, you understand why it must stop. Stop doing it. Turn off the PA system, it's Cage," Cage yelled via his earpiece. "We are unable to do so, sir. A virus has locked us out," one of his technicians explained. "The 44 are kidnapped and slaughtered like animals for their bone marrow, and Dr. Singh was a monster. The world would be a better place without her. This is no longer necessary. There is currently an army of the Ark and ground here to collect their people and exact revenge, but not on civilians. And because willing volunteers can donate bone marrow, you can all return to the ground. Please return to your houses or remain safe in whatever rooms you are in since the army will not hurt you. You have my word on it," Naruto remarked as he closed his message. "As I previously stated, this is your last chance. Allow them to go before things worsen." As Naruto had Bellamy, Jasper, and the 44 in a bind, Cage stole a revolver from the guard and pointed it directly at Naruto's face. "Never. Our rightful home is on the ground, and if that means killing every single one of you, so be it," Cage said. "Wrong choice because I didn't just hack the PA system." Naruto tapped a button on his watch, which set off an alarm, and said, "I also hacked the keys to the front door." The sound of heavy locks moving could be heard as the steel door behind Cage opened, revealing Clarke, Lexa, and the combined army of grounders in the Ark. "Like I told you before, it should have been me you needed to worry about," Naruto said as he quickly moved Jasper, Bellamy, and the 44 out of the way, leaving Cage and the guards at the mercy of Clarke and Lexa. XXXXX line break. Naruto returned to the Ark station in the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Weather. Clarke, Lexa, and the army killed Cage and all the guards, but Emerson managed to sneak away like a rat. Jasper and the others were safe, and all the captured grounders were released and treated. The Reapers were all captured and given the medicine Abby and Naruto made and were on the road to recovery. Naruto was in his holding cell room, packing his pack and making sure he had everything, when he came out, expecting to sneak away, but he found Kane standing in the hallway. "Are you going somewhere?" Kane inquired. Naruto replied as he adjusted his rucksack, was planning on it. "After the Mount Weather victory, Lexa is planning a feast. Everyone is welcome," Kane said. "Well, I enjoy a good feast, and I'm curious to see how grounders celebrate. But it's about time I get on my way," Naruto said as they proceeded down the corridor. "Where are you on your way?" Kane inquired. "To find a way back home. You're secure now, and your friends and family have returned. My work here is finished. it's time for me to go, Naruto said. Are you sure you can't stay for a little while? Kane was perplexed. I'd love to, but I've been here a long time. It's time for me to go. And you were planning to leave without saying goodbye? Kane inquired. I figured it was best not to ruin everyone's happy moment. Besides, I've never been one for grandiose goodbyes, Naruto added as they continued going through the station and exited through a side door. You can tell the others, Kane said as they turned around to see Abby, Bellamy, Octavia, Raven, and Clarke waiting for them. Naruto smiled to himself as he approached them. I guess sneaking out of here isn't an option. Naruto laughed. Do you have to leave right now? Octavia inquired. It's been great having you here when we needed you. You deserve a break and a drink, Bellamy said. I appreciate the offer, but this is your party. Besides, as I told Kane, it's about time I move on, Naruto explained. I stayed to help you get your friends and family back and to ensure your safety. I completed my task. It's time for me to return to my family. Thank you for everything, Naruto, Abby said as she approached Naruto. Thank you for finding Clarke and keeping her safe. Naruto then shook Kane's hand and remarked, of course. If you ever find yourself back here again, Kane vowed, know that you are always welcome. Thank you, Naruto replied as Bellamy approached and they hugged. Take care of yourself, Bellamy. You as well. It was an honor to battle beside you, Bellamy said, receiving a shrug in response. Well, someone had to save your butt, Naruto quipped, drawing laughter, as Octavia came forward and hugged him. Thank you so much. Octavia thanked him for keeping Bellamy safe and saving Lincoln. I hope you two are happy together, Naruto remarked, his gaze fixed on the sword on her back. You'll be the badass in the family, I guess. Can you keep your sibling from getting into mischief? Octavia said with a smile, I'll do my best. Raven then took a step forward as Naruto and she hugged goodbye. Raven, it's been an honor and a pleasure, Naruto said. Naruto, you've saved me more times than I can count. Thank you, she said to him, looking down at her brace. You are not required to thank me, and you can probably take it off now, he said. I'm thinking about keeping it. Raven replied, as a reminder of the guardian angel who saved my life. Without me, you'll be their technical support. Are you up for it? Naruto inquired, and received a sardonic look in answer. I think I can manage without you, Raven said before grabbing Naruto's shirt, pulling him forward, and kissing him. Naruto stopped for a second as he felt Raven kiss him, but before he could react, she drew away. Stay safe, guardian angel. Clarke was the last to say goodbye, saying, guess this is it. Naruto nodded before going into his pack and pulling out a high-tech watch to present her. Just in case you need me again, it's a multifaceted communicator, it's known as the ECHO. It'll connect you to Gideon, and if you need me again, just give me a call. Clarke looked at his watch while Naruto spoke. Perhaps wait a month. Hopefully, by then, I'll have the whole earth leaping thing down pat. Clarke laughed as she hugged Naruto, who hugged her back. Thank you so much. It's for everything. She stated this while kissing him on the cheek. Thank you, Clarke. Remember, we are moving forward. Naruto kissed her head and held her one more time. Clarke, Raven, Octavia, Bellamy, Kane, and Abby were finally separated, and he wiped a tear from each of their eyes. Naruto smiled at them as he approached the gate, which the guards opened for him. He walked out of Camp Jaha, looking back at the people who had assembled to see him depart. Naruto smiled as he held out his ring and his outfit. He swiftly changed into his outfit and stood there. He looked back one final time at his new companions and did a two-finger salute as they returned his salute. Naruto then spun in a circle, closing his eyes and concentrating to draw on the Speed Force. A blue gateway opened in the center of his circle and collapsed behind him the moment he stepped through it. Do you think we'll ever see him again? Raven inquired as Clarke examined his watch. I have a feeling we will. Clarke stated this while the hero who had saved them was on his way home. Was he, or wasn't he? Part 2 has come to an end. To be continued.
That's it for this podcast. Thanks for listening to this video. I hope you did enjoy this part of the story. Like, share, and subscribe for more. And thank you all for help and support. And have a great day.